Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight, I have Mark Langridge and Stu Woolley. Tonight, we're going to talk about what's next for Man United, what kind of midfielder should we go for. We have been linked to Ederson. Now there came up some new links with the Morten Hjulmand, the sporting midfielder from Denmark. And it's apart from Gyökeres, Manchester United also are eyeing Morten Hjulmand, according to sources. And Sporting are aware that Rúben Amorim is very fond of the Danish midfielder, who has other admirers in England. So there will be a fight for the Danish maestro midfielder. And it's Hugo Viana and Manchester City. So we will see. The source is Abola from Portugal. 250,000 followers on X. So we will see about that. We will also talk about the one and only Nicholas Jackson. Yes, there's been stronger links. There's been some valuation today. Chelsea apparently want hundreds of millions, or maybe 80 to 100 million. I don't know. And there have been some links with Garnacho, Chelsea, and Aston Villa. But tonight, it's Monday night. It's Jarvis's Corner. We will delve into it, have a debate, and talk about it. And you guys can smash the like. You can subscribe if you're new. And we will be back after the intro. So see you in a second. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. As I said, I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, Mark Langridge, and Stu Woolley on the panel tonight, and we will go through at least 90 minutes of football talk with pure passion and knowledge and all the other things we try to do on the Tactical Devils. People have tuned in already. Jarle Malamin is here. We got Jarle. We have Catherine No Nonsense, Mac Dade, John Charles O'Rourke is coming in. He wants to go for Isaac. That's a good topic. We can talk a little bit about Isaac. Jamie Wayne is here. Big up, Jamie Wayne. Johnny Kermo, Johnny K is here. Good evening, all day 147. Howler is here, and Boxing Straight Talk. So, guys, girls, everybody, start by smashing the like and subscribe if you are new. And now to the panel, Mr. Woolley himself. How do you do, my friend?
I'm good. Typical boring Monday, really, isn't it? Not a lot happening. Loads of hearsay, loads of sensationalism. Yet again on X. Yet again more meltdowns of the fan base. It's keeps you ticking over, doesn't it? Really, it's quite interesting. But we're counting down the days. We've got the Premier League Cup. We fly out tomorrow. Don't we, to the States? We've got the Premier League Cup. I think we play West Ham on Saturday or Sunday. I think that's our first game. And then before we know it, we'll be back in the UK getting ready for our glorious victory on the first home game of the season. Yeah, well, actually, this is darker blue. After last night's debacle, Catherine No Nonsense McDade, I decided to, that was it. And I also decided I better clean myself up. I had a couple of meetings today, so yeah, I had no choice. I had to have a shave. I do need to get the old locks cut, ready for the holiday, which I'm looking forward to. So yeah, all good. Oh,
good. There? And Mark, good to have you on. You're starting to become a regular now on Jarvis's Corner Monday nights. You are a fantastic panelist to have on with all your knowledge. So, how's your weekend been? That's what I was trying to say.
Weekend good. I knew what you were trying to say. We're waiting to get there. Weekend was good. All the kids have broken up for school now. They've just finished junior school, so we've been having some older moments over the last end of the week into Saturday. Pre-season friendly on Sunday. Our standard, another loss in pre-season, as I was explaining backstage, but we try and work on patterns rather than actual winning the games. We play higher opponents and see how we get on. And yeah, a bit like Stu said, it used to be recovering from the news of the world back in the day, but it's just those stories that are just out there, so out there. You're like, that can't be real. You know, so it's quiet Monday trying to work out what's true and what is false.
Yes, and we all do. You know, when it comes to all of this, it's transfer time, it's gossip time. I'm looking forward to the season. I think we have 6 weeks left of the transfer window, if I'm not wrong. We spent 7 weeks signing Mbeumo. It's finally over. He's got his shirt number 19 on his back. He's officially a Man United player. We are all happy, but we need more players. And we have talked so much about strikers. Yesterday's show was about the goalkeeper. So tonight we're going to talk about the midfield options. And as I said, I started with, we have been linked to Morten Hjulmand. It came out from a Portuguese source today. I want to, give me 2 seconds. I will bring up the source for you guys so we can read it out together. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry about that. Here we go. And it's breaking. Man United are reportedly targeting sporting midfielder Morten Hjulmand as a potential transfer option. And it's from Bolap. That's a Portuguese source. Yeah, have about 250,000 followers on X. I think he is tier 3, maybe tier 4 reliability. So I wouldn't read too much into it. But we know we have been linked. There have been talks about Hjulmand before, and it's most likely because of the sporting Amorim link. And we know that Amorim, he was very fond of Scandinavian players. And I even read some Portuguese sporting fans saying that he fell in love with Scandinavia and the mentality and attitude of the Scandinavian players. So I wouldn't be surprised if Amorim is in for him, if he's on his wish list, but the links are not very strong at the moment. But as a footballer, I like him. He's very versatile. I think he's good on the ball. I think he has the tenacity. I think he has the ability to cover a lot of ground. He's a good tackler and winner of the ball, but he's also a potential. He can create stuff with the ball in his feet. So, I think he got the full package of a number 8, maybe a number 6. I don't know. I will go to Mark first. How do you assess Morten Hjulmand?
Yeah, it's a hard one. Everything you said is spot on. I had my reserves about what a player looks like for Sporting, but he actually done quite well in the Champions League, carrying the ball against teams like City and things like that. My fear is just where would he fit in? Like, that's all we're always going to come back to. As a player, yeah, he could definitely do a job. I quite like Scandinavian midfielders. They have that little bit of bite about them, in the tackle.
Sander Berge.
Yeah, Sander Berge. Who's the one? Obviously, the one that's just gone from Brentford to Tottenham.
Yes, and Norgard. Or
Norgard.
People
like that. Even Odegaard's got a little bit of, the dark side in him. So talk football the right way. Certainly something we need in our midfield. But yes, I don't know. I see these midfield links. And I just like, is he replacing our signing from last year? Ugarte? Yeah. Is that who he replaces? Have we just paid 60 million for a player that we replaced the following year?
Yeah, it's a good question. That's a valid question, but I see him more as a versatile player. I think he can cover both the number 6 and the number 8. He will definitely play in the pivot.
But then you drop in Bruno. That's my point.
Yeah. So,
which I'm all for. I'm all for that.
Do you think we shouldn't sign a midfielder then, or?
I do. I know. 100% I do. I don't know what the fan base is like in here, but I'm all about Manchester United, not about players. You know, what is best for the team. Some call it old school, some call it just being a proper fan, and I want the team to succeed. I have no favourites. Not anymore since Cantona retired. I think if you're going to play a double pivot in a 5-man midfield, they need to be a box-to-box midfielder or two. But, you know, guys are holding players. So, like what we were talking about, Arsenal, Declan Rice and Subamendi, neither of them's creative, but they're going to cover the ground. The creative person's in the 10s. So, yes, I'm all for it. I like Ederson. I like... I can't pronounce his name. As soon as it has a J in it, my tongue just doesn't get around them. But there's plenty of midfielders, Sander Berge, people like that. So I think we should have gone for, but we've missed out. And I feel we always miss out on midfielders because of Bruno. We're trying to pair them up with Bruno.
Yes, and that's Stu Wallis Q. Do you think there's a place for Morten Hjulmand in the Man United midfield if we were to sign him, or any other midfielders like Ederson? We know we've been linked to the guy we talked about yesterday, Galatasaray Sara, or even Palhinha, who's an old favorite of yours.
Look, it's all about squad balance and squad depth. And I mentioned on last night's show, I think, about complacency in football. It's the biggest disease out there apart from greed. And complacency in football, when you are not walking into training every day, when you're not walking into team meetings every day, and when you're not walking in on a Thursday morning or evening, absolutely petrified if you're not being picked or waiting to hear your name, you're not white with fear, like I always am, then you've got no reason to have to worry about football in life. And that's a big problem with one or two of our players that we have in our current squad. I would bring Hjulmand in all day long. Look, I'm a huge fan of Palhinha. People don't like Palhinha at the minute. They reckon 3 years ago. I tend to agree. 3 years ago, Palhinha would have been absolutely brilliant for us. Would have had no problems. But it's not a question of getting a player to play alongside Bruno and Ugarte. It's a player to kick the shit out of Bruno and Ugarte. I want you both gone because I want to take that place, and that's what you want. You don't want to have to come in and say, well, and when you're being courted by the club, and the first question is, well, what game time am I going to get? No. I'm here to compete, for Bruno, and if I've got to put Bruno on the bench for 10 or 15 league games next season, tough. That's just the way it goes. Football is about that. Look at the way some of the most successful teams have gone about, utilising the squads. And I'm going to bring Kevin De Bruyne up. He's been a bit part player for 2 years at City now. People seem to forget that. He got injured and he wasn't brought straight back in. The only real player that's come straight back in is Rodri. Stones had to fight his way back in. There are players out there that have had to fight away. Ederson's been dropped on a couple of occasions. Yes, he's been injured, but he was dropped. It happens all across, decent, solid football clubs. And we need to get into that situation where if we get the likes of Hjulmand in, or somebody like Palhinha comes in, or Sara, comes in. By the way, nobody's ever heard of Sara. Let's be clear. It was a big shock to me and Jarvis last night. Ederson, that type of thing. If we are going to spend 50 to 60 million on this kid Hjulmand, I like him. I didn't know too much about him till you did the rundown on Jarvis. Then I started to understand his potential. One thing, though, that the kid has got is poise. He's a very graceful footballer, as well as a bit of a rat footballer. And what I mean by that is he won't give you a minute's peace. If he's in your face and he's facially pressing you, he'll be at you. Yeah, just nipping at your heels, and somebody you just want to fucking punch. And they're the worst players ever. But when he gets the ball, he's quite graceful with it. He's got a decent carrying ability, can play a 6, can play an 8. So again, with Ugarte, if Ugarte's injured, we don't have Casemiro, say, for example, he's gone, or Bruno gets injured, and you've got a choice of Hjulmand and Mount, you're going to bring in Hjulmand all day long. because you've got a dual-purpose footballer. He was a really good hybrid player.
Yeah.
He's not going to score us a ton of goals. Might get the odd 1 or 2 a season, and that's what you're not going to. This is the only issue you got with Bruno taking him out the side is goals. You know, what you're going to get 11 goals out of him plus how many assists? What was his total last year, Jarvis, with goals and assists? It was about 32 in total, wasn't it? 33 all in all. It's a big amount of goals. However,
it was only 10 goals in the 10 or 11 goals in the league, and out of them, most of them were set pieces
and penalties. Yeah, but again, look, I would have taken 120 million in the summer. I would have. I've got no issues with doing that, and you could have got Hjulmand and Ederson in. Then your problem solved. So, look, it's not goals wise, by the way, but you know, replacing the caliber of player. So ultimately, for me, if he's on the table, we should go and buy him. Sarah's a better deal from a financial point of view. I think we all agree with that. He plays brilliantly between the lines. And if other players are going to start crying about it, then okay, leave. Go and join someone else. But you've got to take away complacency in football. You have to do it. Liverpool don't have it anymore. City haven't got it.
Speed. Amorim made a really. It was quite a drastic statement, wasn't it? I need the midfield isn't quick enough.
Yeah, we don't need that though, because you can have Mbeumo and Cunha.
But he clearly said the midfield, and now you don't class your midfield normally.
You'll have Cunha and Mbeumo to do that. I'd rather have a proper ball-playing, cute footballer than somebody who's got pace. I would utilise his guile. And that's why Bruno's good. He's got guile, hasn't he? He's not quick, he's got guile. So when we're out of possession, you should be pulling in Cunha and Mbeumo anyway. And if you watch the way that Cunha plays, Mark, I know you do, he takes it from deep. So does Mbeumo. Yeah. So we're not going to have that main issue.
What about going the other way, Stu? That's what I'm worried about. It's when we lose the ball.
Well, that's where you've got a good six. I
don't want to see Cunha and Mbeumo going past Bruno to get back. I want a midfielder that's got the legs to get back and the pace.
Yeah, the problem,
Bruno in our youth team will have.
Yeah, I don't mind Cunha. It'll be one of Cunha and Mbeumo anyway. It won't be both. It'll be one of them. I don't mind Cunha coming in. I don't mind Mbeumo coming in. You're going to see that anyway with their first games in the Premier League.
Like a rotation through the
you'll see that. But if you've got a really good six like a Garte should be there marshalling that transition. You know, Casemiro, Rodri's a master at it. We've seen it time and time again. He's an absolute master of. And he's got no pace, Rodri. We all know he's got no pace, but his brain, his reading of the game, and his timing, actually, is so far ahead of anybody else in the Premier League in terms of that position. So if we can get somebody within, you know, even a third or a half of his ability to do that, will be okay. Because I think we're going to be quite exciting, you know, as a front four. If we, you know, whether it's Højlund or whoever, I know we're going to talk about that, but that includes Bruno. But if you do have to take Bruno out, then I think Hjulmand would be a great addition. I think he's a bit too expensive for us. That's my issue. I think because we're going to have to spend big money on a striker, aren't we? Unless we go for Ollie Watkins, who we may be able to pick up, say, 40 mil, then you could afford Hjulmand.
Yes, you know, that's my biggest thing. That's my biggest thing. If you're buying a player, I want him in my starting 11.
Yeah.
Because the money we will have to pay, it has to be a starter. You can't pay 50, 60 million for sub. You can't do that. We're not in a position to do that. We're not Manchester City, where we're paying for three left backs at 50 million when they first got their cash. You remember doing it? Three left backs, 50 million apiece. So that's my biggest thing. It's got to be the right player, or it's got to be less money.
But you're not going to bring anyone in to start, though. That's the thing. So you've got to bring somebody in who's got to force his way. You've got to bring a massive crowbar with him, and he's got to start crowbarring people out of the team. And that's how you do it. That's what football's about. You want to see that. You know, I think, you know, we might see a different Agate first full pre-season. With Amorim, I don't know. The jury's out for me in Agate at the moment.
Casemiro, it's almost too soon to say when it comes to Agate, because he has some special abilities. It's ball winning. He has the aggression. You know, on the ball, he's not good enough. He can't hit it medium or long passes. It's not good enough, and we don't have the synergy in our team to just let Ugarte win the ball, and we have to make Bruno drop almost beside Ugarte, receive the ball and with the short pass, and then play it forward.
That's what you don't want.
The rest of the team is disjointed because of this. So I don't see Ugarte working in a pivot with a player like Bruno, for example. I think we need someone who can actually play it medium and long, and that's why I prefer Casemiro out of the guys we already have in the team. Both of them,
we shouldn't be playing football in a pivot. It's a nonsense saying, to be honest. I'm tired.
It's basically one up and down and one sideways.
Yeah, but people say, they say pivot, double pivot, single pivot, whatever. It's not a fucking pivot. Do you know? Do people know what a pivot is? It just isn't.
Turns, and our pivot doesn't turn. That's our biggest issue.
Well, what's a pivot all about? You want to know what a pivot is?
Yeah. So, let me just say, you mentioned something about turning with the ball. That's why I think this guy we looked at yesterday, Gabriel Sara, the Galatasaray guy. Wow. I made some extra scouting on him afterwards. I took 1 hour just watching a lot of clips of him, and he can turn with the ball. He has 2 feet. He's left-footed, but he knows how to position his body when he receives the ball, and he can easily turn under pressure, and that's what I really liked with him. So I think we need a player like that, and I think Hjulmand also can turn with the ball. He likes to drop down. He can do it both. Yeah,
he can. I want to see a midfielder. I want to see a midfielder that can take the ball with his back to goal, and then he can turn left or right. He can hold it. He can you can turn like an oil tanker if you want. I don't really care, as long as you can turn.
Matic.
Yeah, as long as you can turn with a football, and you can turn with some kind of grace and poise. Because when you are turning, as Mark and Jarvis said, when you are turning with the ball, you're gaining 2 to 3 yards immediately, because your player's off your shoulder. As soon as you turn, your player's 2 yards off you all the time, and then you're turning into space, and before you know it, that 2 yards actually equates to 5 yards. That's the genius of Kevin De Bruyne. That was his genius.
It's like a meme, isn't it? Where he looks like both.
Yeah.
Where'd he go? Because he went left, he turned right, and all of a sudden I don't know where he is.
The genius of Paul Scholes was exactly the same. And don't forget, he was a converted midfielder, Scholesy. Yeah. Converted midfielder. But he was able to adjust his game and become one of the best, if not the best, if you ask Zidane, midfielder of his generation.
But I think a lot of it is down now to the high press teams play. So if I see a midfielder with his back to the play, facing his own goal, so his back's to my press. Yeah. I tell the kids, probably shouldn't use the phrase, and I do. I said, you've got to impregnate players.
Yeah.
You've got to be that right up behind them, because they can't see you. And if he's got his back to you, you can't allow him to turn. So if he's got his back to you, you're tight and you're high pressing, the ball can only go in one direction. He either hooks it round the corner, which I call the Bruno pass, a blind pass round the corner, or he's got to bounce it back to the keeper or a defender. So that's why you've got to be on the half turn.
Yeah, but you watch Rodri. So Rodri is usually on a slight turn, and he's always got one of his arms behind him when he's receiving the ball.
Shield up, right?
It's either low or it's high, and his legs are slightly.
Yeah, that doesn't work because they're smaller.
That's right. His legs are slightly apart, so he squats down a bit. Rodri, he squats down a little bit. He's got one of his arms, whichever it is, just slightly to that. And what he's doing is like a snake. When a snake is looking for air particles, Rodri's looking for something. He's just looking to get hold of something, even if he touches it briefly, and that's his cue. So that's when he knows. So when I'm playing and I've got a defender backing into me, that's the best part for me. Back into me all day long. If you beat me, you beat me. But back into me, because if I know where you are, I can see where you are, and that's why I'm grabbing a shirt. But if I'm looking around for him and I've lost him momentarily, my balance has gone. I've lost my equilibrium, and for a split second, if they move that ball behind me, I'm fucked, because I don't know where he
hand
is.
on their hip.
Exactly right.
On their
You
hip,
need to know where he is.
Well.
Yeah, it's whether it's an elbow, a little finger, an ear. I just need to know where he is. And Rodri's a master at that, and I think I agree with you about Sarah, and I think Hjulmand has got that ability to be able to do it. Bruno hasn't. Bruno gets knocked off the ball very, very simple. He goes down, the arms are in the air, and we get that. We get that, and we have problems there, don't we, moving, because he then has to get up, start ranting at the ref. Somebody like Hjulmand or Paulinho or anyone like can say, right, bang, into me, quick elbow, because I'm going to fucking elbow you off here, right in your rib cage, and I just need a yard, because that yard, 2 yards, turns into 5 yards. And you know as well as I do, and you talk about pace, Mark, and you're absolutely right. If you get 5 yards ahead in the Premier League, are you closing that 5 yards easy? No, you're not. It doesn't matter how quick you are or how slow you are. It's very, very difficult. So I really want somebody who's got aggression, poise, because let's face it, Rodri's got a pass on him. You know, when he wants, he's got a pass on.
Composure.
Yeah, he's got.
You know who Rodri looks up to as a player?
Me.
Yeah. Apart from you, Stu, I did hear that on a grapevine. It was like,
very true.
Great Spanish accent. Stu Woolley, great
player. Legend.
No, it's Casemiro, because when he came, Casemiro was still at Real Madrid, and we all know Casemiro is the legend of that. You know, the Makelele. It's something they teach you at Real Madrid to play that role. You know, they've always had a solid holding midfielder that can play a single pivot.
Oh, always.
And he was the pivot. We know he's got older, but he's still my first choice, and that's why I would go with Ederson, who is his understudy for Brazil.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can imagine everyone seems to look up to Casemiro. Our players only rant and rave about Casemiro as a pro, and you can see that for anyone who cuts and weight like he just did. Right?
Who put that about Valverde? Who put that? Because that's a brilliant example. You're right about Casemiro, Mark. 100%. That's a great example. That is a Valverde type player. Brilliant. You're absolutely right about Casemiro, because you've got Casemiro, and then you got the mercurial Tony Kroos, the crooner, and you've got the the Modric. I mean, fuck me. You're Casemiro. Your job: win that ball. Crooner, Modric. 3 different types of players. Casemiro in aggressive, move the ball. Crooner got a wonderful array of passing, brilliantly, very, very elegant, great poise. And you got Modric, a little tricky Vitinha type player. What a brilliant midfield three. When you look at the combination of them, no wonder they were so good. But Valverde, completely underrated, in my opinion.
Not anymore. I think he's up there, but top 10 in the world. Maybe top 5. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I think we're raving about Vitinha now, aren't we? That that type of player. I think Valverde is just something else. What a shame.
I think Valverde is like everyone goes on about Bellingham and people like that, and you're like, Valverde. Have you seen him on the ball? Bellingham might play a great pass. Valverde picks the ball up, beats 2 or 3, lays it off. Not beats 2 or 3 and hit a screamer. He's a team player, and he is about beating a player and doing simples. And you don't see that very often now. That's what made Zidane, wasn't it? A pirouette and lay the pass off.
Yeah, the pirouette, exactly. He could turn on the sixpence, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Mulby used to be able to do it back in the 80s. I mean, he could turn on and that was big. That was my 2 or 3 all tankers. That was. You wouldn't get the ball off him. He's got grace, poise. What a player. And so
personally, I rate this guy who went on loan to Valencia last season. He's I think he's an Aston Villa player, Enzo Barrenechea, I think his name is. It's quite good. I rate him. He has the physique. He has the Argentinian fire in tackles. He's good on the ball. He can hit it long. I think we need someone like that going deep. But I see Sean coming in. Big up Sean, say 2020, but also which would have been ideal.
Jarvis, tell Sean.
I know.
Tell Sean.
It's your guy.
Sean, I was raving about him. Honestly, Jarvis couldn't shut me up about him. In fact, he stopped asking me about who I wanted back in 2020. I'd have had Brozovic all day long. all day long, with no arguments. He was absolutely supreme. Oh, supreme leader. Thank you. Absolutely brilliant player, Brozovic, wasn't he, for me. Zizou, what a legend.
Yeah, that's a good question. What happened
You
to
know,
Mark?
the interesting thing about Zizou, guys, you have to admit, he wasn't that graceful, was he? He looked so awkward on the ball, but he'd look awkward. He looked like he'd be falling away, and suddenly, where the fuck's he gone? He's nutmegged you. He's swiveled you.
Do you know what it was, Stu? I think he was always thinking about what to do with the ball.
Yeah.
You know, when sometimes you have the ball at your feet and you're like, I've got loads of space, and the next thing they're closing, you're like, well, I could nutmeg him, I could lay it off. His brain was always working out, what could I do? And then, like you say, and then all of a sudden, the computer's got it, and he's gone, bish, bosh, bash, I'm away, and you're like, where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember, and he was always. Sometimes he'd be leaning over when he was doing it as well. He's a very unorthodox footballer, but my lord, we were so. You know, I always remember, and the older guys, I'll remember this. I know you'll remember it, Mark, and so will you, Jarvis. But I always remember Cantona recommending Zidane to Fergie when he was playing it. Well, I'm going to say Strasbourg. Am I right in Strasbourg? Where did he come before he went to?
It was wherever he was before he went to Juventus.
And we were in for about £4 million or something like that. And Fergie, I remember. I think it's quite a famous story. Cantona would talk about it, and I think Fergie's one, but he looks 90 because he always looked old, didn't he, Zidane? He never looked young. He always looked old. He got that.
Oh, he had no hair from about 23.
Yeah, 23. But I mean, what a footballer! I mean, seriously, what a footballer! You just when you look at players like that back in the day, and you look at players today, fuck me. Your Tyrone's right. You do scratch
Bordeaux was the club he came.
Bordeaux. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah. I knew Catherine No Nonsense McDade would know. I knew it. But he was just that talent. But we've seen it so many times, haven't we, with Manchester United being offered players and not taking it. But I think he was just
Haaland.
Well, yeah, Haaland, yeah.
We seem to get linked with some really good players.
Jarvis starting on Sanderberg. We're not doing that, are we, Jarvis? We're not mentioning him.
No, it hurts too much.
He's going to come through the screen. Fucking shut up about Sanderberg. He's going to
signed him. I was raving about Sanderberg for like 5 years. We never signed him when he played for Ghent. When he then came to Sheffield United, signed him.
It was so cheap.
Yeah, it was so cheap.
And some of the very, very best players, do it. And so for me, Hjulmand, however you pronounce it, Jarvis, I think it'd be absolutely superb. But I agree with
you. I'm going to call him Højlund.
Yeah,
you don't have to pronounce it.
It's going to come out.
I do agree with you, Mark. I do agree with you. I think if you're slabbing down 50 million, 60 million pounds, he's got to be in the reckoning to start. And I agree. I do agree with that. But you've got to shoehorn. You know when you were moving teams, Mark, I don't know how many teams you played for when you were playing semi-pro, but when you were moving teams, you moved for one reason and one reason only, to shoehorn anyone out your fucking way. I'm going to be the number one.
I've always started. I've never been on the bench.
Yeah, well, kind of same here. But I promise you now, I go white. I never take my place for granted. But I go in and my attitude has always been the same. I'll always want to win away games more than home games, because I think going to somebody's turf and beating them on somebody's turf is just fucking brilliant. Yeah, you can't beat that. And I always want to go and be the best that I can be. So if I'm going in at centre half, I want to be the very best centre half, and that's it.
I've always preached for football. There's a mindset. No matter what sport you do, if it's got a score relation to it, every time a score goes up, whether it's against or for you, it's 0-0. You start again. You go out. You start again, because it's the only way to keep the intensity up. You're 1-0 down. No, we're not. It's 0-0. We're going to get the next goal. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
I'll tell you something, Mark. I've been known to lose my shit if we won 5-0 and someone has missed an open goal.
Yeah, done the same, mate. Don't worry. I've done the same. And
Well,
I've done the same
terrible
when
jobs.
you could win 10-1 and
Yeah.
the keeper's getting it in the neck for letting one
Why
in.
we conceded. Yeah, why we conceded. Yeah, absolutely. But and that's why, you know, when you were talking in the green room about the guys arguing, I don't mind that. To me, that doesn't. I don't mind that. I'd rather have that. And you know, and at the end of the day, when we're walking off the pitch, I'm going to stick my arm around you and say, you know what, you were right, or actually, I didn't think you were right. Don't matter. That's what you want. That intensity during a game is what I feed off intensity. Jarvis is the same. He's more of a graceful footballer than both of us. You know, the way that he played the game, but his intensity was, you wouldn't believe it if you saw the pictures of him. His intensity was, I'll fucking run through you, pal. I don't care. A bit like you, Mark, when you're playing up front. I'm going to run through. I'm going to trample on you. I'm going to score.
I had a season I got dropped and pushed to the wing because you're quick. You're better on the wing because you come in late, and I'm like, I'll score as many goals from the wing as I would up front. I'm still going to take my chance. If the ball comes out, I'm hitting it. If it's, do you know what I mean? You just play your position, or you just play. You just play what's in front of you. Know your tactics.
Exactly right. Exactly. I've always said that. Yeah. So you're quick on the ring. Your job is to score goals. Mine's to stick you in row Z, right back. I'm going to have you in row Z, and then if you come again, we'll see what happens and see what happens and see what happens.
Would have loved it, Stu. Me against Stu. It'd be like that Cantona clip in the trailer. You know, when he jumps up against Finney Jones.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. You know, but you need that because, you know, some players need that aggression. Some players don't. Some players can just tootle onto the pitch and do what they do, score 6 goals, and before you know it, that's just Hey, see you, Jamie. Enjoy the gym, pal. And that's what it is. So I don't mind arguing on the pitch, to be honest, pal. I think it's quite healthy, personally. That's just me.
We gotta address this, guys. 106 people watching on YouTube at the moment, and we are only on 55 likes. What's going on? Come on, give us some credit. Smash the like and subscribe if you are new. I saw a lot of new people tuning in, new names I haven't seen, people from Jamaica, people from all over the world. It's fantastic that you can join the community of the Tactical Devils, but please do us a favor, smash the like. That will be great. And we'll go into more transferring news and footballing debates. We still have about 60 minutes left of the show. So
if we get over 100 likes, I'll get Trev's private photo album out, and I'll show Trevor Wade's private photo album. He looks good in leather. That's all I'm going to say. We'll get that out on the screen. We've got a new life's lesson, by the way. Is a new subscriber, so welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Life Lessons TV, and we have Smithy Squirrels from Arizona.
Smitty Squires from Arizona. Great to see you.
Big up.
Great to see you.
Big up. Sean says it's a family show, so you shouldn't show those Trevor Wade pictures. I think
Trev, you've got lucky. You've got lucky, Trev. You've got lucky. The Vutinator's in the house. Volps is in the house. I know that's your private collection, Trev, but you know, if we go over 100. It's Timmy is in the house as well.
Timmy's here.
Timmy's in the house as well.
I'm just going to check. Rushmano just sent me some updates. Let's see. It's from Simon Stone.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Devilish Tacticos, by the way, the conspiracy theorist himself, Mark, is in the house. So when you do the Q&A later, don't let him off the hook. Do not let him off the hook. In fact, we had a comment, I think, or a couple of comments from last Monday's show, Mark, saying, can we have a conspiracy theories question for Mark? So you might get some
theory. Facts, not theory.
What else have we got? King Eric the Karate Kid. Yes, absolutely. I was actually in the stadium, Smitty. That game I was in the stadium.
Sellers Park.
I can't wait for August, Stu, to get that shirt.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it as well. Mr. B, great to see you, Mr. B. Jarvis, you should be a hair model. We were thinking Vidal Sassoon. He's got that kind of. That's it. He's got that.
I'm looking for sponsors.
Yeah, he's got that look about him. He's exquisite, immaculate, aren't you, Jarvis? Immaculate. He has a shave. And he puts a bit of fake tan on just for you guys before he comes on.
Yes.
I've got to tell you that. I'm still searching for the wrinkle-free cream, and it's not come. And as for Mark, he just looks useful anyway. So.
I just need an HD camera so you guys can see all the wrinkles. But it is what it is. I'm 48 years of age.
We're monetized now, and if we can keep doing well and we get some money, and you can buy an HD camera, can't you?
Jarvis, have you got a heat map?
No, Catherine.
Whoa, Catherine, no nonsense, midday, straight to it. No pissing
about. It's just gone straight out of my head now. So
no messing about there, Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis, have you got a heat map for the sporting player versus someone like Bruno?
I have. I want to go through it. So let's just go through the FB referables when it comes to Morten Hjulmand. This is what we do on Tactical Devils. We break down the players. We break down the stuff that we want to know. Read it out, Stu.
What a lovely message. This seems to be a more matured Manchester United platform, not negative or condescending, but truthful, passionate, and real. I had to subscribe since.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll be on every time. Thank you so much, Life Lesson TV. We really appreciate that. We really, really do.
And we go on with the page 2 spread. Playboy.
So we've gone from being mature to Playboy comments.
Hold on, Trev. What's going on here? Is there something going on that I don't know about? It's shocking.
I like this one better. Jar Jar Binks with
that's good. That's good. That's good. Hock is in the house. Great to see you.
So let's go into Morten Hjulmand. It's right-footed midfielder, CM or DM. He's 185 centimeters, 73 kilos. That's 6'1", 161 pounds for you guys who are not into the metric system. He's born 25 of June 1999, 26 years of age. So we still have a resale value. He's Danish, plays for Sporting. 2 goals, 2 assists last season. That's good for a DM. He contributes a little bit. Let's go down and look at his FB referables. The overall stats. You see his strong game is pass attempts, pass completion, progressive passes. So he's a playmaker, but he also can dribble with the ball when needed. He's on the 61 percentile. 0.65 per 90 a game when it comes to dribbles. And this page always do this.
Yeah, it did that the other day, didn't it?
Yeah, always. We are back. And also when it comes to tackles, 2.2 tackles a game, 55 percentile, interceptions. He knows how to read the game. Clearances, aerial 1. So he's decent average in most areas, but where he excel is his passing. So I want to see the complete scouting report and see his medium to long range passing, how they are. Let's see.
He's definitely a passer, not a carrier, isn't he? Because he's
not a carrier.
Carrying 0.6, which basically means he barely never beats a player. So.
Okay, now here we are. We are live. So here we go. Shooting is quite good. Penalty kicks made, penalty kicks attempts, shots on target 37.5. So he's quite accurate when it comes to his shooting. Now we are on the passes. So pass completion 90 percentile, 96 percentile, 90% pass completion. That's quite good. Short passes 90, medium passes 85, 82, 87. When it comes to long passes, it's only 42 percentile, 74.3% pass accuracy when it comes to pass completion when it comes to long balls. But that's not too bad, but it's not extreme. I was actually expecting better.
Sporting don't really play long balls, do they? So
it's
little triangles and
they play direct.
What do we have a look at his heat map against Agate, maybe?
I just want to see his carrying. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to scroll down, see if we can find his carrying defense.
While you're doing that, Life Lesson TV, that would be absolutely amazing if you could get loads of your friends, family, and students on board. Thank you.
But you see here, Mark, his carries is 87 percentile, and progressive carry distance is in the 70%. So it's not too bad. I would say he's a ball carrier.
but that's
looking at
carrying
this
into
stuff.
an open space, Jarvis. That's carrying into open space. It's not so he's not beating a player.
Yeah, so it's not progressive carries per se. Yeah.
Which is fine. That's what we want. So maybe he's quick. So that's what I was asking. Is he quick to drive into that space that's in front of him? Because we really don't do that.
So who do we want to compare him with?
Rogato?
Casemiro, maybe. Premier League, Casemiro. So here you see the heat maps. Hjulmand is on the left, Casemiro is on the right.
It's absolutely no comparison, is it? No comparison. That is perfect.
There is. Look at the SofaScore rating.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at the catchment area for me. He is perfect for what we want, catchment wise. The way that he will play as a deep line 6, play as an 8, and play as a 10 when necessary. That is absolutely perfect for what we want. So for me, I don't care whether he can play long ball passes. I don't care if he really runs progressive routes as well. His work rate in that centre area that we've been really lacking recently is what I'm looking for in a modern day player. That's what I want.
Jarvis, these heat maps, are they distorted?
No.
Because, well, you look at the halfway line. So it's like this is where he is in his defensive, this is where he is in his attacking. But there's always seems to be blank spots through the halfway line. So what I'm just trying to work out is they say in my defensive formation, he works hard around here pressing. You know, I was just about to point. You guys can't see what I'm pointing at.
Yeah, he's a pendulum side to side play. It's exactly what we need. He really
that is what we need. That's where we do go to your single pivot from.
Correct. That is so good. That's really impressed me.
But Sporting control more of the ball. That's what you were.
Yeah, they do. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Can you put him up against Rodri?
Yeah. Interesting there, Jarvis. Have you noticed to the left side, just outside the area, he on the left side, he's more right-sided, but on the left side, he's I'm amazed he didn't kind of bump into Gyökeres. That's where Gyökeres would play, wouldn't he? I'll tell you what, Cunha and Mbeumo would absolutely adore him in the team.
Yeah, I just want to see, because we are looking at that Sporting, and they control the ball and they beat most teams in their league.
Yeah, so no, he's right.
You're in a lot more attacking, running, and going forward. You see.
Yeah,
that's why I say if we put him up against a Rodri who does that for.
I want to compare him with Ugarte first, just to see what we're up against.
Oh God, it's not even worth looking at that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Casemiro is better than Ugarte.
But the thing is, do you think this has something to do with Ugarte and Casemiro, or do you think it has something to do with Bruno?
Yeah, I think
that's how Ugarte and Casemiro together. They all play with Bruno, don't they?
Is Bruno, because Bruno's constantly wanting the football.
Yeah.
And when you give Bruno the football, then you're in the lap of the gods on what he's going to do with it. And when he delivers, it's absolutely amazing. We all love it, don't we? But when he doesn't deliver, we get really really hurt in the transition. So
and that's what I was talking about earlier on. That's where we need the legs to cover his selfishness with the ball, where he's just trying to make himself look good.
But it looks like we've got a player there that could do that. I agree. Yeah, Dave is talking. Dave 147 was talking about the issues in the Portuguese league, backing you and Jarvis up. Trevor's talking about McTominay was a side-to-side player. I agree with that as well.
This is Rodri, by the way.
That's Rodri, is it? Well,
yeah.
So now you see what I'm saying. Like, if you compare him to Man City, and that's to a 23-24 season where they were dominating the ball constantly. When you're in the attacking formation and you're always on the ball, that movement, those little reds is sprints into the spot to get. Now, I've played the pass, I sprint into the next gap, get the ball back.
Yeah.
So he's capable of doing it. We just have to dominate the ball, which we are very slow at doing. We don't.
It's as good as you're going to get with Rodri. It's as good as you're going to get against Rodri. Look, we've always said, look at the way that Rodri picks up the ball in their final third. and he uses it very, very well.
Goes spot on. That's exactly what's going in my brain. I'm literally going, he's an understudy to Rodri like that.
Yeah, it's really quite interesting, that actually.
It is interesting. But the thing is, when it comes to the Hjulmand links, Hjulmand is also linked with Manchester City, and Hugo Viana, Sporting's former sporting director, is a big fan of Morten Hjulmand. So again, maybe he will go to City and actually be the understudy for Rodri one more season and then take his role.
I wouldn't if I was Hjulmand. I wouldn't go anywhere near City.
Well, yeah,
unless Rodri is telling everybody, Chris, unless Rodri is telling everybody that I'm Real Madrid bound.
I think Rodri struggling to come back from his ACL. From what I saw,
hey, look, Mark, we know how bad an ACL injury can be.
Oh yes,
we know how bad that can be. We all know on this panel people that have had an ACL injury, and that's it. They're done.
Well, we've only got to look at Malacia in ours.
I don't think Rodri will be as good. I agree. I think you're right. I don't think Rodri will be as good. But if the thing about Rodri is, and this is what pisses me off about him the most, I hate the bastard, which means I think he's a great player, is that a 75% Rodri is still better than most in the Premier League because of his ability to be able to read the game, as we've seen with that heat map. I hope. If Hjulmand goes to City. Yeah, if Hjulmand goes to City, I think he'll be finished. I think that'll be a mistake.
Okay, so if we're saying stats-wise, he looks like he could be a Rodri. He's worth that 50 million. It's a gamble, but it's a gamble you're willing to take.
I would take that. I would take that gamble. Then I think. Mark,
now we are saying he replaces Ugarte.
Yeah, I think we've got to get a cheaper striker though, Mark. If we put 50, 60 million for Hjulmand, I think we've got to get a cheaper striker.
Then we go and sign Vardy. Job's done.
Well, I'd have Vardy anyway, but or maybe Watkins.
I'm being serious. Like, we come into the strikers later, but if that's what we have to do, then maybe Sesko's still going to be available. If we don't sign him, no one else is.
Well, I've got a question about Sesko, and I know you're going to bring it in, but I've got a question about Sesko, right?
Please do.
And my question is, and Devilish Tacticos, please jump in. It's a shame Jamie's had to go to the gym because he's a big Sesko fan, but why is nobody taking this kid? He's been hot property for 3 seasons now. Why is he not moved?
I will back him up with, I've been shouting about Jonathan Davies for the last 2-3 years, and everyone's going, oh, he's never linked with anyone. He's signed for Juventus now. Always second top goal scorer in the French league.
Oh, he was amazing, Jonathan Davies.
Do you know what I mean? So he's a risk. Yeah. This guy, he's along the same sort of lines, isn't he? He's up there. He's growing. He's in a great setup with RB Leipzig.
Well, what's the problem with him?
His attitude.
Well, I'm wondering. This is what I'm wondering.
I've heard stuff, Stu, about him, and he could be a Sancho. He could be a Pogba. He could be a
Diva. I'm wondering because me and Jarvis were talking about it. We were linked with Sesko last summer. We were linked with Sesko the summer before. Me and Jarvis have spoken about this on a few occasions, but nobody's pulled the pin and got him to sign on the dotted line for whatever. So Arsenal thought he was worth. Sorry, you know what's coming, guys. Arsenal didn't feel he was worth the money that Leipzig are looking at, right?
Yeah.
We know that Ekitike, and me and Jarvis spoke about it last night.
We did.
And let's be honest, Mark, you know your football. Jarvis knows his football. He wasn't on anyone's lips in the Premier League, was he, last season? Liverpool went after him.
Ekitike or Sesko?
Yeah. No, Ekitike. Not that I was aware of.
A few clubs were looking at him before he went to where he went. Is it Frankfurt? Frankfurt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Frankfurt. Yeah, Frankfurt.
He was on radars, but there's no way he's worth that money. He hasn't done anything to get that.
And now he's in 80 mil. So the problem we're going to have now, potentially, and don't forget, Sesko only popped in 13 goals last season that I could see. Me and Jarvis had a look last night. Ekitike only popped in 15 fucking goals, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
In the Bundesliga.
You know what the biggest problem is? He plays like a child. He turns, he sees the goal, and he'll shoot from 40 yards.
Yeah, about Sesko or Ekitike?
Sesko. Ekitike is a link-up
Okay.
player. He's more
he's
of
a
a
link-up
third.
player.
He is a drop-in false nine, played diagonals to the wide players, and the wide players score the goals, which is why he's so perfect for Liverpool, because he gets Salah more goals. He gets
I know.
I
know. I don't think. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Ekitike is going to score any more than Núñez would in the season. But I go back to my original question: why hasn't he moved in these 3 years? Because he's been hot property from all we can. We linked with him when he was 18, guys.
I will say one thing, and I think a lot of people talk about this. This is how you know there's a lack of quality number 9s.
Well, yeah, no, I've got no issue with
names, and no one buys
the limited market. But Mark, you also know this is because of the modern game. It's all about versatile players playing everywhere.
Yes,
the old number 9 is hardly existing anymore in the modern game.
So, unfortunately, guys, and we do need to address this now. I'm sorry, so I'm going to address it. Højlund popped in 11 goals last season, correct? 11, yeah, correct.
Yeah, from like 20 shots
in a Premier League season, too shy of Sesko.
Yeah,
I'm fully behind
Rasmus doing a job.
It's got to be spoken about, is all I'm saying. So my point is, and I know, Mark, you want to bring up, sorry, Jarvis, I meant to tell you this. Mark wants to bring up the goalkeeping situation. He mentioned to me. But I mentioned last night, Mark, if we look at Lammens and go back to issues that we had post-Michael before we finally got an experienced Edwin van der Sar through the posts.
6 goalkeepers, yeah.
Yeah. Or do we do what we did with De Gea, have 2 years of pain, 18 months worth of years of pain, and then De Gea suddenly click with him? How can we afford to do that? So my point being, there is a point to this, Højlund, Sesko, what really is the difference?
There isn't one. And I'll tell you what the difference is. When you look at his chances he had and goals scored, it's 26%. All we've got to do is create him more chances. He scores 20 goals.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think
if we were creating more chances and he doesn't score the goals, I'll hold my hands up and I'm wrong about him. If you're not creating him 5 chances a game, doesn't matter what level you are, a striker needs 5 shots a game. The best score the one dying goal. You know, 1 shot, 1 goal, 1-0 win. You go off 90th minute.
Totally agree. We haven't had that since Cantona.
No, but no one does really in this day and age, because defending.
But guys, are we criticizing Højlund because of his ability to score goals, or is it anything else? Because for me, I think it's more to do with Højlund. It's about his decision making, his hold up play, his abilities, his reading of the game. And I know it's also a confidence issue. So he's not the same player as he were when he first came from Atalanta. He's changed, and I think it has a lot to do with his confidence. But
he has no
to be honest,
I
think he hasn't developed his game in the way I expected for a young player. Even though he was alone, took the role as the number 9, he had no backing. But even then, as a professional, you should be able to develop your game. But he didn't. He didn't progress. He what do you call it?
He's regressed.
He's regressed. Yeah,
he's regressed. But so has our coaching. And let me explain this. When we bought him, we had the South African. His name's gone right out of my head. Benny McCarthy.
Yeah.
Working with him. He came in. Højlund started. He done okay. Yeah, we knew he was young. Then he had Ruud van Nistelrooy. Then he stopped scoring goals altogether. Who is putting their arm around him? Who is the striking coach? Where's our specialist coaching? We don't have one now. We did. We don't. This is a real issue with any position, because Lenny Euro is going to be a world-class defender. We all want that to be true, right? But if you don't work with a defender on their mistakes and what they're doing wrong, with a specialist kind of coaching, they continue to make the same mistakes or decisions. I saw Rasmus make a run on Saturday and have an argument with Dalo afterwards, because Dalo did not play the ball. And Kobe Mainoo was making a run.
So we should.
Is the fastest player in the squad, and you want him to run into space against the centre back. You want him a 1v1. he will do him for pace. He doesn't play the ball. Then they argue. Now, Dalo's an experienced player, probably part of the leadership group you would expect now because of who's left, or definitely in the ear of Bruno. And Rasmus is a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
He's just getting shot down.
Yeah, well, Dalo, you know, look, again, I don't mind arguing, but I want to see Rasmus start having a pop at them because Dalo should have delivered it. We know that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, they did. And then it's live on the cameras. And I don't want to see that.
Yeah. And Dalo knows he should have he should have passed the ball. We know this, but Højlund's been a victim of that. No, I know. Højlund's been a victim of that for most of his career at Manchester United. We've seen all that before. But do we bring in Sesko, another 22-year-old, to lead the line at Manchester United?
No,
absolutely not.
It has to be a 27, 28-year-old in their prime, scoring goals and going, look, mate, just get your head up, keep doing what you're doing. I've got some youngsters, and I'm saying, look, he's missed a sitter in the warm-up. I'm like, oh, great. And when I say sitter, inside the 6-yard box, open goal. And then in the game, ball come across the box and he went for it and he missed it. And I'm like, what? Why are you so nice? Oh, I should have scored. I went, you were there. If you hadn't have got there, I'd have more of an issue with that than the issue of you missing it. All you got to do is put the next one in. But if you don't take the next shot, you're not scoring. You have to be there to take the shot. Otherwise, it never goes in. And that's how many times, Stu, have you defended your arse off against a striker? And he goes up for a header. You head it off the back of his head, and it ends up in the back of the net. And
fucking too many times to mention.
Like, that is what the life of a striker is. It's really hard to score goals. It's the hardest part of the job, apart from a goalkeeper keeping them out. You know, they are on par with each other. Everyone else.
I was victim on Saturday. Went in for a 50-50, won the ball brilliantly, but it came and ricocheted off the top of my head. Kind of skimmed off the top of my head. And their second striker was in because it's getting off the top of my head. I was on the deck. Second striker was in like lightning, bang, scores. It was just one of those, you know, just one of those. It happens, doesn't it? Loads of.
I would like to move on. Rasmus will be a striker, and if he leaves us, I would expect him to, as long as he's working with experience, he will thrive. He just needs some leadership. Yeah. And let's be fair, who in Man United is a leader?
Unfortunately, we've got that.
It's not a very long list, is it?
No. We've got loads of new people watching tonight, Jarvis. I can see. I think TD is in the house. He's new, or she.
Yeah, we are 118 people watching on YouTube, 388 in total on different platforms, X and Twitch even. But guys, if you haven't, please smash the like. Let's get to 100 likes before we end the show. And now we're going to this segment. I don't know if you know this guy pointing at us, the one and only Sir Nicholas Jackson. So let's play the jingle. Yes, it's the daily Jackson update. You know, we have been doing this for a long time now. So people, if you are new to the Tactical Devils, this is just a funny segment we do. Now there's actually some valid updates on Nicholas Jackson. So let's do this one first. It says Chelsea value MUFC target Nicholas Jackson at between staggering 80 million to 100 million because they are Delulu, and they are using the 79 million Liverpool are paying for Hugo Ekitike as a benchmark for any potential deal. This comes in from Sky, and I just want you to have a look at this guy. He's 100 million pounds sterling. And this came out. Rashman just sent me this. It's from the one and only Ben Jacobs, Tier 1 journalist, to say, understand MUFC are currently unlikely. So we're not interested in bidding for Nicholas Jackson. A lot would have changed for that to alter in the coming weeks. Not impossible due to respect of the Chelsea striker, whose name has come up internally, but as a possible move now downplayed as it stands. So as Ben Jacobs says, it doesn't look likely that we are getting Nicholas Jackson, and I think we dodged a bullet, to be honest.
Complications.
I'm gutted. I'm gutted. If I could have a crying emoji on the screen now, there'd be a big crying emoji coming out like that. Tears rolling or boo.
Actually, you made a really good point about the inflated price, right?
Yes.
Because I saw something earlier. I'm just trying to find it on my phone so I can read it out. There's been a lot said about Cunha's price and
Mbeumo's
what we
price.
paid for Mbeumo price, right? Ilanga's gone for 55 million.
Correct.
Scored 6 Premier League goals. So I'm going to read how many goals the player scored and their price. João Pedro from Brighton, 60 million, 10 goals. Kudus, 5 Premier League goals, 60 million. Manduka, 7 Premier League goals, 52 million. Gittins, 8 goals, 55 million. So how are these players underpriced? And now I can see why. And Nicholas Jackson, what did he score? 4 goals? 2 goals?
10 red cards.
10 red cards, yeah. He's red card Jackson, isn't he?
You know what they say? Like, you can ask for something, but you better have something to back it up.
Do you know, funnily enough, and Mark, you'll know this. You speak to some of the Irish lads from Chelsea fans in the other group. They rate Jackson, don't they? They Chelsea fans.
There's something about him.
They like Nicholas Jackson. Look,
I think I like Rasmus. That's for
I think the interesting thing about Jackson is 80 to 100 million is laughable, and you're never going to compare Ekitike and Jackson together. By that logic, that's what I mean. By that logic, Erasmus is worth about 100 mil. So you can't do that. We need a striker. I would do anything I could to get Harry Kane out of Bayern right now. I really would. I'd do everything I can to get Harry Kane, because he would do with Kona and Mbeumo and Bruno or Hjulmand, he'd score a fucking shitload again. And he guarantees you 20 league goals. Now, as you guys have quite simply pointed out, where do you go after Sesko, Ollie Watkins? I mean, where are you going? I'm pretty sure I read that the
Solanke.
Well, no, not Solanke, I know, but no, I read that it was not the Antwerp, the Belgian striker we were looking at.
Yes. Something on A.
Hasn't he gone somewhere? Did I read somewhere that he'd been sold, or
someone's interested? Was it Forest?
Yeah, and it's so Forest have already, they're quite loaded up there. So I just think for us, we do have, I know we're a Manui, whatever he is. I know we're kind of linked with them, but I don't know what we do. We didn't look at Jonathan David at all, did we? We didn't even consider him. I just don't know where we go with strikers. So he does drop back these days. You're absolutely right. So I think we're going to end up with Ollie Watkins.
So while you were talking, I've just been looking at the last few seasons of how many goals, like outside of Bruno scoring all our goals, the average amount of goals we score. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
No, so last season, I don't know if people are aware, Ahmad actually scored as many goals as Bruno in the league, and played half as many games because he was out injured for most of the season. And then we obviously know about Rasmus last year. What was it, 16? The season before was like 16. This year it's 11. How many of our fans are aware that Marcus Rashford, who was our top goal scorer for outside of Bruno, all the seasons before that, was averaging 9?
Well, no, it's crazy.
It's 8.7, so it's not even 9.
But that's average. We had one golden season and one crap season. So 25.
Yeah, 20, but his average for his career is 9.
Yeah.
And then you look back, and our strikers, even when Ronaldo, what was his best? 18 league goals? So Cristiano Ronaldo scores 7 more goals than Rasmus Højlund.
So are you talking about his last?
I'm talking about obviously we can't go back to his 40-goal season and then he went off to Real Madrid. But I'm just saying. it's been the same problem for us going on. It doesn't matter who we put up front. You bring in your Cavani's, your Zlatans. We struggle to score goals from our central player. Why? Because the ball doesn't come in the box. It's shot from outside.
We do, but Cavani was as good as it gets.
That lob. That was
unbelievable. Well, no, his headers for me is how he comes alive in the box is something special for me.
It was the way he got up, didn't he, and just chipped the goalkeeper, just like flat chips.
Oh, it's amazing. Those 2 headers at Southampton away. Nobody moved any, as quickly as Cavani did in the box.
Cavani actually only scored 6 league goals, same as Marcus Rashford 6, McTominay had 2, and Mason Greenwood had 2. The other, Bruno Fernandes, 18 goals in that season.
Cavani was 90 at the time.
No, I know, but my point is that's 2021.
I know, but the thing about him, you put a Cavani type player in this season's squad, he's scoring 20 goals easy. Somebody who knows how to play number 9 with Mbeumo and Cunha, you're scoring goals. You just are.
And every professional footballer who is a striker knows how to score goals. I can't explain how hard it is for them to get a professional contract. Like, it's just so hard.
Andy Cole will tell you. He said, I can coach you to 90%.
He rates Rasmus. He rates it.
I can coach you 90%. I can't coach you that extra 10%. That knowledge of awareness of how to be speedy in the box. No, we're not comparing Cavani to Jackson. No, not at all. Not at
but
all.
What I'm saying is, like, again, people say about Jackson, they say about these strikers, and they say about their prices. Premier League goals are worth 2 to most other leagues, yeah?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So if you score two in the Premier League, you're scoring 1 in Portugal. You're scoring 1 in Spain.
Yeah.
The other way around. So 1 Premier League goal to 2 in a different league.
It'll be massively interesting to see what we do up front. And as soon as we need Arsenal, I mean, I thought the cork in the bottle was Gyökeres actually to Arsenal. That being delayed has delayed the striker circus. And then a second after, Jarvis goes, actually, Osimhen signed for.
Yes, of course, breaking news. Yeah,
breaking news as we were talking about it. I still think the small cork is Gyökeres. This hold up, whatever this hold up is, with Arsenal.
There's always one every year, isn't there? There's one.
This is worse than the Mbeumo United deal.
Domino effect.
It really is. So we don't know. So we're back to buying potentially 2, 3, maybe strikers. It's not good enough. But there isn't anyone.
Number 1, you sign a different position. Be it the goalkeeper, be it a midfielder, be it. Why we're still not being linked with a bloody right wing back, I cannot get my head around it.
Well, maybe Højlund is deemed to be the answer, and there are other areas are filled. Who knows? But they've got to make that distinction and that decision very, very carefully.
Mentioning the wing back, I just saw that Estupiñán is here we go AC Milan according to Fabrizio Romano. So
I'm not surprised. Well, where's Theo Hernandez going then?
He's out of contract, isn't he? He's on the out of contract list.
He is out of contract. Is he going to
Saudi?
Is he going to Saudi?
That's what I've heard. I think Saudi, and he takes all the money.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Estupiñán, I think he could have been a good player for us to find. Premier League proven. I think he has some attributes I would like to see, but we can't sign them all. We can't sign them all.
It's the Dutch right back. 28 million. You can buy him now. Give me 28 million. Give me 30 million, and I'll pay over the top on his release clause. Denzel Dumfries.
Dumfries, yeah.
It's got a release clause. 20, and it's 28 million. It's public knowledge.
Yeah, I don't see us going in for him, to be honest.
That's why, because it's a guaranteed cash. It's all up front.
28 million's fucking cheap, isn't it, for him?
Maybe it's because of the resale value. Maybe it's too old for the Ineos strategy.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He didn't look old in the Champions League last year, did he?
Fantastic! No, fantastic play. I mean, Jesus, we've had. You look at what's the injured at Real Madrid's right back? I can see his face.
Carvajal.
I mean, he's pushing 40, isn't he? But what a player still. Yeah. What a player.
Yeah. God, Jesus, he has been around so long.
He's so good, though, when he Carval. He's so good.
Guys, there were some links today about Garnacho, and he even put out some Instagram workout pictures, of him pumping the iron and
What
pumping
shirt was he
himself
wearing?
up, yeah, I don't know, training shirt, something. It's linked to Aston Villa. Chelsea wants to go to the Premier League. What do you guys think? What's your assessment of the Garnacho saga
wants
right
to go
now?
to
We heard
Chelsea.
even some talks about the swap deal with Chelsea. Nicolas Anelka. No,
Yes, please.
no, not Anelka.
Yes.
What's his name? The guy who came from Leipzig, who's always injured.
Nkunku.
Nkunku, yeah. Oh, and
Not
Nicolas
even
Jackson.
Jackson.
Garnacho wants to go to Chelsea because he wants a London life, doesn't he? Or his missus wants a London life. Go to Villa, mate. That's where.
It all
That's where
breaks my heart, Stu. It really does.
He should be going to Villa.
Go Rangers.
We should be doing that deal quickly. It won't be a difficult deal. I think Villa will pay what we want for him. They've got the money, Villa, and that's where I would go. I think it's a brilliant signing for Villa. We want him off our books quickly.
I reckon we can just do a straightforward swap deal. Him and Martinez.
That'd sort me. See me.
You can't say they're not worth the same money for what to each club. Just whatever you think the value is, we'll swap it. And
we'll get more money out of Chelsea. We'll get more money out of Chelsea for sure. 100%. We'll get more money out of Chelsea. But you go to Chelsea. Who are you going to displace?
Well, they do need to replace. So you had Sancho sent back. They've lost.
Madueke. Yeah.
No, Madueke. On the other side, Mandukic, however his name is, the one who's banned for drugs.
Yeah. The Ukrainian.
Yeah.
So they've lost him on the left wing. So that's two left wingers by sending Sancho back and him being banned now.
He's not going to displace Neto.
But he's not going to displace Neto. Yeah. You got
no
Pedro.
chance.
Who's on the right?
Displace Cole Palmer either.
No. So, but he thinks he can. He thinks he's Ronaldo. His brain has gone. And he does. He needs an Alex Ferguson. He needs a Brian Clough. He literally needs a punch in the face and to come back down to reality of
and that's
who
why
do you think you are going to earn, build yourself back up again.
Yeah, I think he just needs to go to Villa. He needs to go to Villa, Garnacho does. It'd be great for us. We'll get decent money for him. Chelsea would pay more, but I would, if I was him, I'd go to Villa. But it shouldn't be a difficult deal. Get it done. This is typical of how immature him and his team are. Rashford, fair play to him, has gone and got it done. I bet he's done that himself.
Yeah, I think finally shut his brother up and that and go, no, this is what I got to do.
Yeah, he's gone and done that himself. This immature little kid needs proper representation because he shouldn't be posting videos of his workout at home. He should be having a medical somewhere by now. Should be a very, very easy deal to do. We're going to have bigger issues with Malacia, I would imagine. I'd pay him off.
I think Malacia's career is over. I personally think Malacia's
I'd imagine we could get him gone for $3 million. And Anthony, I think will go to Madrid, Athletic. So if I was Garnacho, I'd grow up. I really would, because your career is hanging by a fucking thread here. And you're a kid.
What, actually, Stu, you're right. The best thing that happened to Garnacho is he needs to grow up. What's the best way for Garnacho to grow up? In all honesty, in footballing terms, although football has changed, the idea behind it all hasn't. Garnacho actually needs no offers to come in for him.
He does,
be taken out of the team, and realise no one wants you because of everything you've done. We can't sell him. If you were a manager, and and are we 3 different managers arguing over signing Garnacho? We're not, are we? Have you seen all this?
That to me is an irrelevance. That to me is just an irrelevance. I'm not interested in stuff like that.
But do you know what I see here, Stu? Do you remember last week we were talking about nutrition and things like that?
Yeah.
Compare his body to Kobe Mainoo and that when they were working out. He's not. He might be putting this video out now, but he's not constantly working. There's no a six-pack, like compared to the others. There's no muscle protruding. He may have a low body fat percentage. Doesn't mean you have muscle. I try and explain this to the kids. If your muscles are bulging out with a curve, and like you can see them, just means you got a low body fat, right? And that's why they're on show. He can do all these videos. Rashford's obviously stopped doing these videos, but it's PR stunt. He's not putting them together. He's being filmed. It's a PR team around him.
Yeah, but like I say,
and get back on it.
Whatever we think about Rashford, he's gone and got it done. We all laughed at him about Barcelona, and that's what we still are.
But who's the biggest transfer? It's going to right now. It's going to be Anthony.
Yeah,
Anthony. What are you seeing about him?
Well, I think that'll quite nicely get sorted. I think Anthony.
But what I mean is, you're not seeing him posting these workout videos. You're not doing that. He's too busy.
He's too busy. Yeah, getting fit.
Busy doing stuff.
So that's what he needs to do, Ganacho, for me. By the end of next week, he should be gone somewhere. Should be done. If I'm Ganacho, I've been told I need to find another club, get and find it. Go, just go, get it done.
Yeah,
get it done.
They haven't given his shirt number away. That's the one thing I will say.
No, but I mean,
look at the others. Rashford stripped to the 10 before he even was out, so that's really bad. How much they wanted him out.
Yeah, but that was Dan for Cunha, though, wasn't it?
But
he's always played 10.
Stripping a player, the highest paid player at the club, of his shirt, or one of the highest. I'm not sure about Mbeumo wearing the 19 when you look into the history. It was Varane, and before that, it was Rashford. There's been a few questionable players in the 19.
Yeah, I don't know about Mbeumo. I presume he wore 19 at Brentford. I never really looked. Never looked at his.
I would have think he was like 29 or 39. He obviously can't have the number 9 shirt. That's what I'm guessing it is about.
No, I don't know. I never checked his shirt, so.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do. Ganacho, he needs to pull his finger out and...
I just hope he goes and it doesn't drag out until the last week of the transfer window, because I think we need this Garnacho money for the rest of the rebuild. As we have mentioned, we need maybe left wing back, right wing back, DM. We need a striker, maybe a centre back, and a new goalkeeper. And talking about goalkeepers, this came out today. We talked about this, was the main subject of the show yesterday. Royal Antwerpen believes there's a good chance of an official bid will arrive from Manchester United for Senne Lammens soon, and United's interest becoming more concrete. And Antwerpen is hoping for 13 to 17 million pounds. It's a Belgium source reporting this. And I don't know, I didn't get your take on Senne Lammens, Mark. We talked about this, Stu and I, yesterday, but what's your take? Do you think he could be a competitor to Onana, or will we sell Onana if we bring him in, or is he just a pure Bayindir replacement?
That's a loaded question. Jesus.
Yeah.
So I watched the show last night, and I was very tired, and I was listening to what you guys were saying, and obviously you put up his stats. And you showed a few clips. I think he's the replacement if he comes in. He's young. I hate it when he's like, he's the next Courtois. He's the next, I hate it when they say that, because one injury away from ending your career, especially as a goalkeeper, a broken finger, a broken wrist, it can change your game entirely. You put his stats up. I would have liked to seen his stats put against someone like Ederson or what's his name? Liverpool goalkeeper, Alisson. Because as good as his stats are, I'm sorry, but name quality attackers in the Belgium league compared to the Premier League. So I can take
Arakadare. That's the only one I know.
That's the only one we know, isn't it? Yeah.
So when we say save potential, so keepers get done dirty in stats all the time. It's XG, it's this, and this isn't a dig at you, Jarvis. It's just sort of sometimes we look at them and go, if I have a shootout with Stu is a centre back, I am a striker. There's a higher XG on me than there is Stu to score, right?
Yeah, right.
But neither of us are professional footballers. So if we shoot against him, he should have 100% save rate, or as close to, because he's a professional top end goalkeeper. He should save all our shots. But if you put him in the Premier League, how much is that going to drop when you're playing against some of the best strikers in the world? You know, your Salahs, your Haaland. So it's relevant to who you put him up against, because his stats would have been up there with Alisson's.
Yeah, I agree. But your point is, that's why you have stats. Stats are not the be all and end all. You know, you have to take it into account.
No,
that,
I agree.
You know,
but what I think he has a lot of potential. The biggest problem we've got is, and you touched on it last night and again when posing the question to me, Onana needs to leave for us to sign a keeper. No, we need to sign a keeper so Onana leaves. It's the other way round. If you don't bring someone in, he has the shirt. He starts. Do you see what I mean? So, Stu, you were saying last night, you sign a Premier League proven in Martinez, and he goes. And the stories are, Martinez won't come to us if you don't sell Onana. Well, I don't believe that. I don't see Martinez having the mentality that he's not going to take the number one spot. If you're signing him.
For me, if Martinez comes in, he comes in as number one. Absolutely.
Well, the mentality, Stu, I'm talking about that story.
Yeah.
Because the mentality of the player is, if I'm coming, I'm playing, so I take it. Would I take this kiddie over Martinez? No, I'll get rid of both our goalkeepers. I'd rather play Tom Heaton, because I've seen Tom Heaton.
I think Bindier will go anyway. I think
Binder's a good keeper, but we didn't play him, so you become crap. You don't play. You go stale. He wasn't playing the cup matches.
Sergio Romero, yes, get him back.
Sergio Romero, literally.
I can't believe we let him go. What a disgrace!
Van Gaal would be the other one.
Yeah, well, Van Gaal, but I can't believe we let.
We can promise him. De Gea was just getting better and better, and so it's like, mate, go play first team football. We're 100%. You know, we're all the best.
Yeah, we did. It's a shame, really, because as I say, he was absolutely brilliant, Sergio Romero.
Yeah, XE, I like that. Expected errors. It's so true. Jarvis made a really good point about where the ball went when he saved it.
Yeah.
So we call it shooting your wrist.
Took it away from the danger area. Yeah.
It's that. So it's from here and you push it through the ball. If you block it, it's going to come out. You have to make a fundamental movement with your hand to get rid of it. And he did that superbly well. And it is punch it for, your thing. But you also made a really good point on the cross. The one where he punches it. I don't want to see that in the Premier League.
No, I mean,
no,
we were
that's a
mistake
waiting to happen. So it's all relevant to what we see on videos.
It's going to be a tricky one, I think, with Lammens. But
I think if he could become the next Courtois and we had a crystal ball, you're signing him all day long. But
that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. I mean, would we consider Ter Stegen? Maybe somebody with experience, he's paid 80,000 week in, week out. Would you consider Ter Stegen? I mean, Jarvis would want Oblak all day long.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I would take Oblak. I said about signing him instead of Onana before we ever did get linked. Like, he was my number one choice with the Spanish goalkeeper. Simon.
Simon who plays for Inter, the Belgian keeper.
No, Spanish number one goalkeeper.
Spanish keeper. Sorry, I know you mean.
Yeah, Simon.
Unai Simon.
Unai Simon is the
Unai Simon.
I rate him as a potential top 3 goalkeeper in the world if he goes.
I always like Mike Mannion. I always thought he was decent.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, we thought he was
Magic
decent.
Mike, but no one wants to touch him, and he's got a lot of errors in him.
Chelsea nearly had him for 18 mil.
Yeah, but why? Why not?
Why is he not there? I don't know. Then he wanted to pay 13, I think.
Chelsea will sign you, Stu. They will sign Jarvis.
So they should sign me as well.
So
I'm open for transfers. Yes.
I don't rate Costa. I've just seen Costa's name come up in the chat. I don't rate him.
People love him.
And the only reason we were getting linked with him, he's Portuguese. You've got to take a massive pinch of salt with these Portuguese player links. That's why we're constantly linked with them. If they're not necessarily as a team, but in nationality, we're being constantly linked with Portuguese national players. So I kept Henderson. I would have. Do you know who I would take back? This is people think I'm mad. Sam Johnson.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not so
think
sure
they're
about
wrong
Sam.
with signing a Johnson. He's going to be released.
Palace?
Yeah, he's being released.
Yeah, he's been released from
Okay,
Palace.
yeah.
No.
So I would have said Sam Johnson rather than, re-sign a retired player. That to me stinks. That doesn't.
He loves himself though, Sam Johnson. That's the trouble. He loves himself.
Yeah, but coming back to United, he knows he's obviously local to the area in one way or another from when he was with the youth teams.
He still loves himself. I've met him a few times and in a previous career, and it was like
I'll take a Nick Pope.
Nick Pope. Well, looks like City are back in Old Trafford, aren't they?
Yeah.
So,
although he's been linked heavily now to City, isn't he? I wouldn't take Aaron Ramsdale.
No, not for me.
I've had many a discussion about Ramsdale. I like him as a goalkeeper, but
he's all right, Ramsdale, but he's not for us, is he?
No, he's not.
I think there's too much pressure to come back to come and sign for United after not cutting it at Arsenal.
Yes,
coming down, getting relegated.
Yes,
guys, we are 30 minutes. 1 hour 30 minutes into the show. I don't have any more news. I think it's time for the Q&A. So guys, girls, get your questions in. A lot of conspiracy theory questions.
Yes,
whatever you want to talk about. My hair, Stu Wallace, newly shaved baby face.
Yes, I look very young, don't I? Yeah,
or dream
transfers. Skincare routine.
Well, I can tell you about my skincare routine. L'Oreal Men Expert.
Let's just play the jingle, and you guys.
Let's get into it. Yes.
Q&A time.
Well, look at that. What a jingle. Let me move us, Jarvis, so we don't play the merry-go-round as we normally do. Welcome to the Q&A part of Jarvis's Corner. It's always very, very popular.
Yes.
We've got tons of questions already. So we got some from last night, which we'll go through first. 400 of you watching, just over 100 likes. So come on, like and subscribe to the channel. And myself and Jarvis and Mark slave away on a Monday night for your enjoyment. And we're here to please where possible. So let's get straight into it because we have got a lot of questions and we're going to be quite strict with our time tonight. So let's try and keep the answers factual, but short. First question from Fred the Reds, MUSC News. Question to Jarvis and Stu. That's me and Jarvis. If you go on the Megastore website, you can get Malacia, Garnacho and Anthony on a shirt, but no Rashi or Sancho. Do you think they may stay till January?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a very good question, yes.
Well, I know the answer to this. I know why.
We are probably obligated to sell their shirts as long as they are registered as a Man United player. I don't know. I don't know the answer for this, but I think we will sell them if possible.
It's worth mentioning that Rashford was available last week on Manchester United's website. So was Sancho. Basically, when you come close to a deal, or if a deal is kind of in the offing, and it's quite far down, I've seen shirts taken out before, but it's a difficult one. I don't work for the club, so I've got no idea. But Mark's got a theory, so let's hear it.
It's not a theory. What do you need on the back of the shirt with the name?
A number.
Rashford doesn't have a number. He was stripped of his number 10. They haven't announced the squad numbers. He has no number, and I believe Sancho was stripped of his number at the beginning of last season.
I didn't know about Sancho being stripped, but there is.
You know what I mean? Don't forget, he's not been there for the whole of last year, and now he's not there.
While the players
are there, have a number, you don't have a shirt.
Yeah. Well, he would have got a number and he would have got a shirt if they'd stayed. So, but yeah, you're right. Anyway, Fred, that answers your question. Ryan from last night, and you've been in the chat tonight, Ryan, so I hope you're still with us. Guys, can I ask you something? Do you guys want Dalo at the club? Did you see how he treated Højlund and Mount? I personally wasn't impressed. Kind of gone through that tonight, Ryan. All of us would remove Dalo anyway, irrespective of whether he was shouting at
the Dalo-ness.
Yeah, I christened him Dalo-ness last season, myself and Jarvis, and the Danish tacticos. That's what will come back again. He's done a
waiver. Sorry, lads. Sorry.
And things like that. So, as much as I don't mind arguing on the pitch, I wouldn't accept it from Dalo either. So,
I just have a question. I want to always be the devil's advocate when it comes to this.
Yes.
And Dalo, he was one of the highest rated fullback talents in the world when we signed him. He played for Portugal on the 15, 16, 17, 18, blah, 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 all the way up. And he was always in the team. And everybody wanted him at the time when we signed him.
Yeah.
So where did this talent go?
Well, I would always question the word and the use of the word talent.
Yeah.
Because I'm just asking, if you're highly rated as a talent, you get game time, you get experience.
Why can't you develop as a
player?
Yeah, it is interesting thing.
Maybe he's a late bloomer. McTominay came good when he was 28 or 27.
I think that may well be it for him, because you can progress and be very, very good at younger age groups and not have the ability to transform your talent if he's got talent. And Dalo, for me, is just a bang average footballer. He's nothing special in the scheme of things. I didn't think Trent was anything special apart from his crossing ability. Trent, his crossing ability is superb, but he can't do fuck all else.
Yeah, but you could say the same about Beckham, So
yeah,
exactly. He was one of them.
Many positional awareness.
Let me tell you the difference between Dalo, Trent, and Beckham. Alexander-Arnold and Beckham knew how to make the best out of their limited talents. Dalo hasn't got a fucking clue.
But again, devil's advocate, I'm just going to say, when it comes to Dalo, I think he has something wrong with his timing of his game. He's too erratic every time he's on the ball. He tries to do things too quick. He doesn't have the rhythm. And I think the rhythm can come good. And if he gets the rhythm in sync, I think he actually can be a good player. Someone needs to teach him how to play with rhythm.
We sent him on loan to Inter Milan.
AC Milan.
Was it 80?
Played left back.
Well, we sent him on loan there, and he done good. And we went, he's had a good loan. We'll bring him back. I've always said, when we had the choice of Wan-Bissaka or Dalo going forward, Wan-Bissaka as a defender. Because
that's exactly right. Because let me tell you, Dalo's got no positional sense whatsoever.
So in a 4, so as a right wing back and things like that, you need perfect positional sense. So that's why he's flawed. It's totally flawed for us. And you're right. His skill, you just said Trent and Beckham. The skill was, what can we do with a ball? Actually, we can put it anywhere on the pitch. His skill is not getting injured. Why is he not getting injured?
Availability is something, Yeah.
It's something, but if it's all you've got, Jarvis, that's the guy for on a Sunday morning in England, we normally play at left back.
Yeah.
Because that's the last position to be filled and you put him there. Fullbacks, if they're not injured, they're not making many tackles and they're not putting in that many runs. He makes the runs, so he's obviously not tackling enough. And we've seen some of his bad tackling.
Trust me, he doesn't tackle enough. Ryan, I hope that's answered your question. It was a really good question. Quick one from Catherine No Nonsense McDade. Stu, have you ever been to Bangkok? No, I haven't. And I've got no plans to visit.
I need to change you, Mo.
No, definitely got no plans. Sashi 98310 says, cheers from Japan, boys. Cheers.
Big up, Sashi.
Yes. Has someone been to the so that was my t-shirt last night, ITN.
Oh, God,
definitely not.
Not definitely, maybe.
Charles, you are sorry.
It's not a definitely maybe. It's a definitely
No. All the Oasis tracks did come out last night. It was quite interesting. John Charles O'Rourke said, Stu and Jarvis, I'm thinking the reason why Mbeumo deal had stalled is because of the instalments. Is that right? 4 instalments and Cunha's 3 instalments. So we've only paid less than 50 million up to now. Well, I think that is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know it's an instalment. It was instalments, John. I don't know whether we've done it over 4 or 3. But I think we've spent less than 50 million or just about 50 million for the 2.
And Stu, that's why I'm saying we won't go for the right back, because it's instant cash paid out in full.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So Cunha, we paid. No, we didn't. We triggered the release clause. I think that's a one-off payment, isn't it? Or do they say that we don't have to pay it all?
No, we triggered the release clause, but we played over the release clause because we were able to pay in instalments. So Cunha is an instalment deal. I think it's 15 million for Cunha. Was it 18, Jarvis, for Mbeumo?
18. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
something
like yeah.
John, with a brilliant question. Thank you very much for that. I hope you're watching now. We did say that we would get to them tonight. Nareen, we have kind of been through this tonight, but 30 seconds each. Starting with you, Mark. What are your thoughts about Ollie Watkins as a striker?
We didn't cover it. If Xerxes goes, I'd bring Ollie Watkins in.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have him. But he could offer something in the height department. Yes,
he could. Jarvis?
I have to be honest, I don't rate him particularly much. I remember when he first came good, I think it was the Villa game when he won against Liverpool 7-2 or something. I think he scored 4 or 5 goals. And I had high expectations for him, but I think he lacks a lot, the instincts of a striker. He's hardworking, he's overall good in his game, but he doesn't have any special attributes. So, I think he can be found out sometimes. Hard work will only get you so far, you have to have some specialities. And that's what I fear with him, us buying him, let's say we get him a 5 + 1 year contract, and we will be stuck with Ollie Watkins, who's just average. I want something better.
I think if we buy him, we put him on a 3-year max contract, if we buy him. Guarantees is 16 goals, though, I would say. His average 16 goals. I'm with you guys. He doesn't naturally make me smile, but is he better than what we got? It's one of those, isn't it? Great question, Nareen. Thank you for that. Finzak
Ray.
Yeah. Do you think we will have a good season? Yes, I do, Finzak. Yes, I do. And if you've been a tuner into this show, you will know that I think we'll get 66 points and we'll beat Arsenal in game 1. Jarvis, will we have a good season, yes or no?
It depends what you mean about good season. I don't think we will get Champions League. We will not be top 5. I hope that we can be top 10. I said 55 points.
You did.
I'll stick with 55 points. I still think we will struggle, but things can happen, so I can change my answer at the end of the transfer window. But as of now, I think we are.
I don't think so.
We're not in.
No,
it's my channel.
You're nailed in, dude.
That's it. How it goes. So 55 points by if we sign a new goalkeeper, let's say a good striker, a good left wing back, a DM that actually could work. Yeah.
You can't have 66 points, dude. I'm sorry. You can have 67 or 65, but you can't have 66. That's gone.
55 or 69, dude, or whatever.
55. Stand by your convictions. Mark, quick answer. Do you think we will have a good season?
I think we'll have a better season than we had last year.
That's a good season.
No sitting on the fence. Yes or no?
No, you're not allowed. And you've got to give us your points.
What's a good season? Like, we need to move up 10 places almost. Like, we finished top 10. I'm with Jarvis. Like, I think we can get back in top 10, but then that's a straight fist fight, isn't it? If you're looking at picking up 1s and 2s off of everyone else.
You know why I came with 66 points, by the way? You're banking on, a lot of people are banking on Bournemouth, Palace, Brighton, West Ham.
All the teams that beat us last year.
All having good seasons. 2 of those are going to fall off.
Brighton's going to fall off.
Two of those will fall off.
I can tell you that personally.
Brentford will fall off. We will be elevated. 66.
But don't forget, we've also got Tottenham coming up with us.
Yeah, forget Tottenham. Fenzak, absolutely great question. I do like questions like that. But Smitty Squires, if you're still watching, is in with a perler. I might save this one till, but I'm going to tell you now, and we'll give you the answers after. It's a question for you, gentlemen. Who's the greatest United player, the best academy player, and the player who got away? So have a think about that. We'll bring that up after, because I love that question, Smitty.
I've got it in my head, so I know the answers to this.
Absolutely top draw. Oh, okay. TD, thanks for your question. We kind of just answered that one. Where will we finish next year? So points wise, Jarvis says 55, although he wants to change it.
Depends on the signings. You know, if you sign Oblak, top 5, obviously.
If we sign Maradona,
that would be something.
Mark, you got to give us a points finish.
Points finish. I'm going to go all out 69 points.
Oh, fucking hell.
69, dude.
66, 55.
You know, that's a banned shirt number in basketball.
I know, and 69. It's a banned shirt number everywhere. TD, I love that question. Yeah. We've got another really good question from Dalamini
Armstrong.
Anyway, no, you've missed the L. It's Dalamini. If you're watching, Dalamini, tell me, because I'm rubbish with names. Guys, do you really believe we can do better with Amorim? From my point of view, I don't see the future. We're likely to sack him in the middle of the season. Jarvis.
Well, I think Amorim can come good. As I've said before, the only problem with Amorim is he's a system manager and we don't have the right players. I said he needs specialist players, wide centre backs, wing backs, 2 number 10s. Now we have the 2 number 10s and a striker that can operate by himself. So it depends on the signings. I worry for Amorim because I think we moved too slowly in the market. We spent 7 weeks on getting the Mbeumo deal done. There's only 6 weeks left, and we have to sign probably 3 to 5 players in the last 6 weeks. And I quite frankly don't see it happening. I'm afraid that we will end up with maybe 3 to 4 signings, and it won't be enough to turn things around. It's also a mental issue in the squad. We are used to losing. If we start the season badly, we have 3 hard games in the first 5, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. We could end up with everything going down the drains. So it's almost like a 50-50 right now for me.
Yeah, Mark.
Jarvis makes a really good point. The games we have. As a fan, if you're expecting us to go out and win almost back-to-back games against Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Brighton, Forest, all the teams that we've regularly had problems with, who we have at the start, I think in the first 8 games, we played the entire top 4. I'm expecting us to lose those games. But then that means we've lost 4 games in the first 8, yeah? But that means we've got a good run to come. I don't think we sack him. We can't be spending... There's not another manager out there that we can bring in to play 3-4-2 or, play wing backs. If you start signing all these players, you've got to have a manager who can play them. If you're signing specialists, that's all I'll say. So, no, I see him getting at least two seasons, at least.
I think it's a great question. I like the question. I understand the question. I think the lads have answered it immaculately, actually. Both of you were, absolutely spot on. I actually agree with you, but I do think we win our first game. I stand by that. I really do. But actually, as a player, and Jarvis and Mark, we're all players. Devilish Tacticos are players. looking at that fixture league, you're rubbing your hands together. I know I would be. Fucking, I can't wait to take on Arsenal, take on City, take on Liverpool, show the world just how far Manchester United have come. I think Amorim secretly will be really, really excited about the first 6 games of the season.
Well, we got great results against them last year under Amorim.
Yes, we have. There will be no pushover this year, but I think you guys answered it immaculately, because ultimately, as a manager, you judge on. But all 3 of us and a lot of the Dervish tacticos are absolutely fed up of changing managers. You've got to draw the line somewhere and give somebody a real go. And
we are starting to change the players at last.
So I'm hoping that we'll see a start. I really do think we'll see a start. So as Jarvis actually said, I'm winding him up, 55 points stuck, is the fact that we may get a Martinez through the door in goal. We may get that goalkeeper, but we may get a striker and we may get a Hjulmand. We don't know, do we, till the end of the season? And if we do, we may all reconsider what we're looking at. So I, for one, am really, really excited and I'm looking forward to it. Great question. Really, really great question.
Yeah.
I do want to touch on this question here. I'm hoping that Junior is watching. We've just been speaking about that question a couple of questions ago, so I hope you saw that answer. Right, what do we got? Trev's in with some absolute pearlers, by the way, Jarvis. I'm just warning you now.
Okay.
I'm going to do this one a bit later as well, because I think, again, that's a great question. We'll let Mark tackle that one. But I do like this, Jarvis. Yes or no for both of you. Just a yes or no answer. Will Luke Shaw last the season?
Yes. I actually think you've got a dark horse of a player. I've got a funny feeling Luke Shaw could be fit for the season.
Jarvis?
Yeah, I also feel the same. I second Mark's answer. He looks fit. He looks lean. He comes back. I think he has something to prove for once. And, as soon as he gets some competition for his spot, Luke Shaw usually steps it up a notch. So hopefully he will be a valuable player for us this season. Hopefully.
And remember, there's a World Cup at the end of this. He's got to be fit to play in the World Cup.
Yes.
Because he's always fit to play for England.
Yeah, I'm going to surprise you guys. And I'm also going to say yes. I think Luke Shaw could well be in for a stellar season. I don't know why. I've got absolutely zero reason for saying that, but I think he could be in for a stellar season. So, Mark, that might surprise you, but we all agree Luke Shaw will last the season. Great question, though, and I do like that question. Trev's in. Stuart and Mark really did proclaim this. Well, we didn't want to say anything, Trev, but it is true. We have walked 5,000 miles on many occasions.
Yeah.
We've gone from stage to stage, New York to, I don't know, Australia somewhere. We've been on there. We might do you a duet throughout the season. Who knows? Watch this space. You're seeing Trev at his finest. Trev at his finest. Do you believe in Area 51?
Well, yeah. Area 51 is a real place. Like it's definitely signposted Area 51 on the thing. If you're talking about an alien base, no, it's not kept to Area 51. It's kept to other bases around now. It's not alien. Don't forget, when I say alien, it's an alien. And technology can be anything, but it's not identified. That's what unidentified flying object means. It means I don't know what it is. It's unidentified. It doesn't mean.
I hope you're giggling as much as I am, Trev. But anyway, great question. Yeah. Well, look. Many moons ago, I worked for Jaguar Land Rover, and Sam Johnson, or I had to go out to Sam Johnson. He came into a dealership I was working in, and he was about an 18-year-old goalkeeper, and he splashed 77 grand down on a brand new Range Rover, which is ridiculous. He was nowhere near the first team on that. 77 grand cash on a brand new Range Rover Sports. If you remember I think he might have made one appearance in the first team at that point, but he came and he splashed 77.
League Cup match it was.
Yeah, 77 grand on a Range Rover. We're quite fortunate, really, because we've got to know loads of footballers. Billy Jones, the ex-right back at West Brom, he came in and he splashed 50 grand on a Range Rover Evoque. Actually gave me tickets. Me and my son.
These guys don't listen to what people tell them, do they? Because they're told by the finance people to rent their cars.
Yeah, no.
Finance the car because it'll depreciate.
Yeah.
Don't pay cash.
A lot of stuff back then, boxing straight up, was down to NDAs. You had to, if you were dealing with these footballers, you had to deal with NDAs. But but that's how I met Sam Johnson. And then 77 grand. Remember that, 77 grand cash, and he'd maybe made one first team.
Was and it a Louis Vuitton bag?
Yeah, I won't go into it. Right, Rob, Always United member. This is a finger in the air one. This one. Do you think Bruno would be sold next summer? Mark's unequivocal. Oh, Jarvis has got that pensive look. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. I don't know what to do.
I know what to do. I know what I would do.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Sell him.
Yes.
Sell him right away. To Saudi, to Al Hilal.
That's what I mean. That's the only way I see us getting rid of him. And I don't think they come back in. I think it was a one-off bid for the World Club Cup, and it's missed the boat. That boat has sailed, crashed, and burned.
So do I. I mean, you guys, I would sell him in the summer if we could, but I think it's still. I think Bruno sees out his career at Old Trafford. Really good question, Rob, Always United. Thank you very much for that, pal. Hope you're watching. Trev, you can have it back, but you're going to have to bid for it because it's going on eBay later tonight after this stream. So, it's a great collection, but, maybe I'll give the lads a sneak preview. Mark has come in with, do you think English football's on the decline? Mark, you can take that.
It's one of those questions like, in what sense? Yes, I think the game has gone. I think it's played by a bunch of girls. I can't say that.
No, you can't.
I think it's played by a bunch of soft players who don't really want to put in the hard yards and things. The game is now all tactical, walking football, pass, move, have to be in a set position. There's no freedom. There's no way of expressing yourself. That's why there's no superstars anymore in football. And I think that's just English football. I think that's world football. I'd rather... Jack Grealish is the prime example. We mentioned at the beginning of the show, you said wouldn't take Grealish from City, but you would have taken Grealish from Villa when he was a free roaming left-sided player. It's just coached out of him, and I hate it. I hate it. You don't see anyone beating anyone anymore. Very rarely. I don't know if you saw Kunda's goal for Tottenham. He beats about 4 players on the wing and sprints on, puts a...
it was an amazing piece of skill, wasn't it, Kudos?
That's what I want to see. That's football. Like, some individual. We're talking about Zidane and people like that.
Yeah, that was a great piece of skill. I don't know if you saw that, Jarvis, but Kudos, he managed to beat 3 players in this. It was absolutely brilliant.
Even with a little 1-2 trapped in there, Stu, doesn't it? For the fourth, little 1-2, beats 3, plays a little 1-2, and he's away.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. No. Jarvis, what do you think about modern football?
It's a difficult question to answer because the game is there's more pace. We talked about it yesterday. The game has increased by 20% now. It's so much faster than 2020. So in 5 years, everything goes quicker. So from a spectator point of view, you don't get to see the finesse, the details, the finer art of the game anymore. So you don't seldomly see the Ronaldinhos, the Zidanes, dancing with the ball, perfect balance. It's all about full pace, running, being effective. And, I don't know if the game has declined, but okay, comparison with other leagues, the Spanish league, Italian league, German league, French league. I think the English game hasn't declined. I think it's better than ever compared to other teams. And I think in time, even teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona will struggle keeping up. When you look at the budget of like a team of like Brighton, for example, I think they are the 6th or 7th highest spending team in the world last season, something like that. So it's getting to a place where I think the British or the English game will dominate the world in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, good answers, both of you. I better not even get started on this one because you all know my opinion on modernism.
Yeah, I think it was very similar to mine.
Yeah, and everybody.
It's fast, but they're not running with the ball fast. They're running into a position to stand there, so I'm ready. You know, it's that kind of fast. And where's the counter attack in football? Where's the mistakes being forced? You know, that's what football's about, making people do silly stuff.
No, I totally agree. Totally agree. Great question, Mark. Really, really good question. Trev's got a couple of nice questions here. What was your greatest memory in life not related to football? And Stu, don't want to hear about any Mankini stories. Mine's very simple. My children.
I was going to say, like, I think we need to take that answer out because that's mine as well, Stu. So I think we've got to go outside of having our family. It's got to be outside of that.
If we go outside of that,
I agree.
If we go outside of that, oh dear, I'm really fortunate for what I do for a living. I've had some absolutely amazing memories, but I might need to think about that one. Well, we might need to think about that one, Trev, and come back to you. I think because that's quite an interesting one. That
deep, isn't it? That's a deep question.
We might have to come back to that one, Trev. We might not be able to answer that tonight. Maybe in the next show because it's a really good question, and if we can't do the obvious one, then I do need to think about it because I've really experienced something special.
Can I answer mine? Can I answer mine? Because obviously you might answer it when I'm not on there. So I know we said let's keep it outside of football, but mine is actually football related, but in a totally different way. I was a 15-year-old kid, released by Brighton, went to Worthing, which people may be aware is in National League South.
Worthing Town,
yeah. And I was 15. I was a goalkeeper. I started as a goalkeeper. I was at Brighton as a keeper. And this is how they just, when they find out you're fast, they make you change positions. So, you know, as you should with youth football. At Worthing, the manager refused to put me in goal. He said, these guys will break your hands. You know, we had ex-Brighton players and things like that playing for us. And he was quite right. They literally felt like your arm would snap when they hit it. But I trained with the outfield players. And the captain, Mark Burt, said to me, I went in, he absolutely killed me. He didn't care about my age. He's like, you're on the pitch with me. He's over top of me, you know, running like a Roy Keane over the top of you. Sticks his hand down, helps me up, pulls me halfway. Let's go. He says, you're here with us now. You either get yourself up or you get out.
Yeah.
And he said, and I've used that in life.
Yeah.
No, in life, it's a life lesson. It's like, if you're there on merit, you've got to now own it yourself. And I tell my kids, I tell my work colleagues, you can get your foot in the door, but you've now got to go and prove yourself. You prove that you belong. And it was a simple thing, but I had the respect for the guy. He was like 6'4", built like a brick shit house.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I was like, do you know what? That's what I needed to hear for 15. And we're talking old school football where they kicked you off the park.
Oh, I know.
And he was a central midfielder. He was Worthing's Roy Keane. And it stuck with me for my life. And it's always been an inspiration at the back. And I preach it now. I do. Like, you can the hard work, talent quote, I might as well get tattooed on me. I quote it all the time. You know,
it's good life
hard
lesson.
work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah. I still need to think about mine. Jarvis, what about you?
Well, I can't remember all of the best memories. You know, you are usually with your friends doing good stuff, and you probably had a couple of drinks or two. So, but one of my favorite moments was back in the days I were at a festival. It was Red Hot Chili Peppers playing. Anthony Keats was singing. It was on the jumbo screen, and he had like long hair and black leather gloves on his hands, and he was singing Under the Bridge, and it's an emotional song. It's about his friend that died, or heroin addict.
Yeah, I
And
remember
suddenly,
it, yeah.
suddenly during the chorus, it started like pouring down, like raining, and there was some like light effects and everything on the jumbo screen, and that was like, wow, that was some of the most beautiful moments I ever seen in my life. With music, with my friends. So I should have explained it better, but it was a great
No,
moment.
it sounds good. I mean, like you, I've experienced so much. I've been lucky enough to, interview some amazing people. Valentino Rossi, I could tell you so many stories about him. But I suppose if I could pick out one gem out of quite a few, and it was one gem, was getting a bird's eye view of being driven around the Isle of Man TT course and being explained to the certain parameters and certain areas of the course that if you don't hit, you die. And experiencing that at 160 miles an hour in a car was something. I mean, I got a video of it somewhere. It was just something special, and that was special. But to me, lucky enough, in '94, when we were invited to Manchester United to play football in an international football festival, meeting Eric Cantona, and I got the Predators, the very first pair of Predators and things like that. So I'm so lucky to have experienced so many things in life through work. The Isle of Man TT was through work. Standing on the grid at Le Mans and before interviewing drivers and things like that. I've been so lucky in my life. So that's why I'd really need to think about it. But Trev, I do think it's a great question. This I can answer very, very simply. My biggest fear in life is to be strangled by a python. That's my biggest fear in life. Yeah, a python. Okay. Because they are so fucking powerful. That's my biggest fear in life.
I have a question.
Go on.
Do you live near any pythons?
No.
Weird fear.
That's why I laughed.
And I don't know anyone that's got a python either. But that would be my...
There's a joke there somewhere, but I'm not going there.
I know. Because Jarvis would normally come and say, and Trev's going to be up saying, well, I've got a python. Yes, I know, Trev. I've just got this reoccurring thing, because don't forget, they will put their fucking mouth around you when you're alive and then strangle the fuck out of you. So no, that's mine. So that was dead easy, that one for me.
I don't know what's my biggest fear. Maybe it's just sending something, a funny, dirty joke, something to the wrong WhatsApp group or something. That would be probably one of the worst, living the shame. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong group.
That's happened a lot. That's happened not to me, but that's happened a lot. Just ask Trev about some of the ones he sends.
Again, outside of fear, your normal fears, like stuff with family or something like that, I've never really come across one. I'm quite a logical thinker, so I like jumping out of a plane. I've got no problems with doing that if it's for safety, but I wouldn't do it for fun, because what's really the fun in that? I get the adrenaline rush and things. I just never come across a fear. Animals, things, I just go the other way. I'll stay put. I get it, but maybe I'm illogical. I don't think it through. I just never found a fear yet.
Do you know something? Someone like that, there's nothing wrong with being illogical at all. I sometimes think that maybe being illogical is the best way to get through in life. But that was, I don't know why I couldn't tell you about it. I've never had that experience, but
I've just never found anything that made me feel petrified. Outside of something happening to your kids or your partner, or that's the only fears I have, and surely that's the biggest fear in life is that. Stu, he worries about snakes and his missus and the snake. It's the same thing.
Fucking tell me, man.
Speaking in public, I think that's one of the biggest fears for people. Higher than death.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's true. Trev,
And
great
here we are.
questions. Yeah, two great questions, actually, to be honest. They're really good. There is a funny one for Mark a bit later, but yeah.
Oh, God.
Trev, I presume this is related to me. She's struggling, to be fair, pal, but thank you for asking. But she's I think she's going through that final phase. She's got dementia. She's had her heart issues, so she's. I can't imagine it'll be too long. But I really appreciate your question, mate. Thank you very much for that. Naz has come up with a really interesting question, and Jarvis, I think you'll be best qualified to answer this. Naz says, "I live in the US. Am I a traitor if I go and watch the club here? I went to a match at Old Trafford last fall, which I think is the spring. I think I could be wrong. What's our stance on going to these friendlies abroad? Love United, hate the Glazers."
Nah, it depends. You have to do what's right for you. If you feel like a traitor, you shouldn't go. But in my eyes, you are not. You're just a fan of the club. But if possible, don't put money into the Glazers' pockets. That's how I see it. But I won't be as militant as saying people who support the club are traitors. No, I wouldn't go there, because I know how hard it is to not go to see the love of your life, the club that you loved since you were a child. So, and a football club is something that we all have a history. When did you first started supporting Man United? Is through your uncle or your brother or your father or your grandfather, or you went first time to Old Trafford. Everybody remembers. It's special memories. So I wouldn't go that far to say you are a traitor. No, you should just go if you want to.
Naz, go, fella. There's not anyone on this channel, anyone in the Devilish Tacticos chat would tell you any otherwise. The word traitor, absolutely not. Real fans, they're all over the place. They live everywhere, all corners of the globe. Real fans do. You listen to some fans that say, or some match-going fans will say, "Oh, you're just a holiday tourist," and things like that. It's bullshit. You can be a fan of anything in the world, whatever you're a fan of. It's an irrelevance. In your heart, pal. We know in our hearts, pal. You go and watch the lads and enjoy every minute of watching those lads. I agree with Jarvis.
But I wouldn't go to the superstore and spend $10,000, But that's
don't put any money in the Glazers' pocket. But I will say this as well, guys, and I think this is really, really important. Even when you're buying off DHgate or wherever it is, you are putting money in Adidas's pocket and the Glazers' pocket. So, but go, please go, and send us some pictures. Send us some pictures, but do go.
Naz, what I would say is, I guarantee you pay a subscription to something to watch Manchester United. Even in the States. And all of that is TV revenue that still goes in the club. You cannot support a football club without funding a football club unless you support it purely in name. Just because the Glazers are a bunch of thieving, I won't even go there with the rest of the words. You love the club. You're not a fan of the people. I'm not a fan of certain players, but I'm a fan of Manchester United. And if I can see Manchester United, I will go and watch Manchester United, because that is what I love. And that's the way I see it.
I think you've got to do and go. Just go. And I think
you're a traitor to yourself for not going and watching those people you can't see day in, day out in person.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it now. Thank you, Trev. I will do, and I really appreciate your message. Thank you, buddy. Right, what else have we got? Ooh, it's another good one from Trev. Let's tackle this one first. Yes or no? Very quick, because we're running out of time slowly. Because there's been absolutely hundreds of questions coming. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, guys, as always on a Monday. Was it a mistake buying Maguire? My very simple answer to that is no, it wasn't. Jarvis?
I think they overpaid. So by the looks of the price, it was a mistake. Yeah.
Mark?
I would say no. The only mistake we made was giving him the armband.
Okay.
Because I think that destroyed him.
yeah, a divided opinion, but that's it. We've got to come back to a couple. Okay. Fred the Red says, with money left in the piggy bank, I can see us getting Vardy living on free transfers. What are your thoughts? Jarvis?
I would rather play Obi, not Vardy or Calvert-Lewin or anyone in that bracket. I think we are better than that, and even our academy players are better than that. I would even bring back Ethan Wheatley to play rather than Calvert-Lewin or Vardy.
Yeah. Mark?
I would love to see Vardy there just because it's Vardy and he's just had the career he's had, and I think that would help. But in all honesty, Jarvis is spot on. We have Obi. We currently still have Xerxes. We have Rasmus currently. Wheatley. We just loaned out Hugill. Right, these players have retired and no one wants them. So therefore, or Calvert-Lewin hasn't retired. He just is unwanted. So we've got better players.
Yeah.
But Vardy would be good for mentality reasons and can teach. He's got something. People have got something to learn off him. Yeah. So wherever he goes, they're going to be lucky.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give Vardy a stab. Actually, on a free. I wouldn't upset me too much. That great question, Fred. Thank you very much for that. DJ Superfly guy, good to see you, buddy. Absolutely. Why doesn't Ganacho just go to Saudi and play with Ronaldo?
He's turned it down.
Yeah, I'm 100% agreement with you. But I think he just wants to stay in the Premier League, DJ Superfly guy.
And he wouldn't get in. Mane plays on the left in his position.
He won't get in there, no. I totally agree. Jarvis, question for you from Adnan Kwazi. He says, do you think Sporting FC will let their players... I'm sorry. If you think Sporting FC will let their players go, think again. What do you think? I think he's referring to Hjulmand, I would suggest.
I think
well, I know they are a hard bargain, and they are a top club in Portugal. They don't want to sell their players. Obviously, it's a tough market to get new players in. I think they recently signed who was the striker, Suarez something the other day. So they are replacing their players, and I think like players like Hjulmand has a bigger. No offense against Sporting, because I think they're a big club, but I think players like Hjulmand, they want to play at a bigger stage, and the Premier League is the biggest stage in the world now. So
it is.
I think it will be tough for Sporting to keep the players, and also they have a new sporting director, so I'm not sure how he will handle this, in the future, because he has to rebuild the team. So it will be a tough one. Yeah.
Good question. Adnan, thank you for that. It was a really good question. Out of the box question.
Big up, Adnan. Big up.
And the Madness says, Stu, what's best with ham? I love eggs. Ham and eggs, in my opinion.
Piccalilli.
I don't like piccalilli. I don't like piccalilli. Ham and eggs. What about you, Jarvis?
Yeah, ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese. Oh, nothing wrong with cheese. Ham and eggs.
What kind of cheese?
Oh, here we go.
This is a big question.
It is. Yes.
Well, when it comes to, I'm very particular when it comes to cheeses. So, let's say the Norwegian Jarlsberg. I think that's one of the best.
Okay, is that smoky or?
No, it's more regular, but like Gouda.
Softer cheese.
Cheddar. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. And Amanda, so that answered your question. We've got a couple of questions left, but they're quite deep questions. They really are. Like, we got this one from Hawk. What's your best ever 11? United 11?
Oh, it's a little bit too big.
Yeah.
I think that's a question for the non-live chat afterwards. Yeah. Get your best Man United 11.
Yeah. It's a brilliant question. I do love those questions. I do. This one's a good one as well. What's been the highlight following Manchester United, and what's been your lowest point following Manchester United? Mark, I'll let you go first on that one.
Last season, lowest point 99. like 99. That as a kid, how old was I? Fifth. So I finished school at 97. So yeah, 18 years of age as that ball crossed the line.
Yeah.
That was living the dream. Living the dream, an unheard of treble, dying seconds. That's what we've all said about football, and especially Manchester. And last season, like literally last season, I couldn't have felt worse about Man United, if I'm honest.
No.
Yeah. Jarvis?
Yeah, you're right. Last season was the worst, 99 the best. So in my day of age.
My best, I was lucky enough to be in Barcelona in 99. I was in the new camp, so I was lucky to do that. It's one of my best, but probably my favorite. No, probably one of my favorite memories is scalping my very first ticket when I was 17 and going out and scalping a ticket in my first away match without parents and
it is a feeling, Stu. It is a feeling. Mine was in France for the World Cup, England, Colombia.
Yeah, and it was absolutely amazing. I think tickets back then were 20 quid. It was my very first scalp ticket was against Sheffield Wednesday. My favourite scalp ticket was a story I've told on here before, and that's in the Cop in 1988 when I was 18 and I was in the Cop. That was my favourite scalp ticket.
Head man walking right there.
Yeah, lowest point. Fuck me. Well, Jesus. There's been a few. There's been a few, but I'm going to go with the 79 FA Cup final when we were 2-0 down. We came back and I was absolutely exhilarated. I was 9 years old, and Sunderland popped it in. They beat us, so that would be my lowest point. But I do love that question, Trev. As always, you come up with some absolute beauts. Now, let's go back to while I'm finding these, Mark. Trev says, "What's the biggest conspiracy theory out there?" Oh, fucking hell.
I would say. So I saw this pop up during the chat, and I've had time to think about it. I would say the biggest conspiracy theory is based around medicine.
Okay.
And I don't want to say too much because it's too triggering for a lot of people, but there is some stuff in medicine that could be.
You don't want to get us demonetized.
No, don't get us demonetized.
No, I'm just going to say there's stuff that could help.
But
they would lose too much money if they help people. You know, pharmaceuticals is well, which ironic, isn't it? United Channel, and I'm now talking about pharmaceuticals being a thing, and with Ineos.
Yes,
like things that are created can be reversed as well. You know, that's all. That's how science works.
No, I follow your opinion on that one. Great question, Trev, on that one. So, Stephanie said, question, is there an XG for keepers?
There is.
XC or S
percentage and things like that. Yeah, there is. And I'm not sure the letters are correct. Jarvis, you can probably remember the letters better than I can, but it is. It's expected saves, errors, and it's based more around completions. So it's distribution and things like that. Yes.
Steph, we'll look into that a bit more, actually. We're not goalkeepers by any stretch of the imagination, but we will look into that. So, final question of the night, then, guys.
On last night's show. It's on the stats on last night's show when he puts the stats up.
Okay.
It's on there.
Last question, if I can find it. Yeah, so here it is, gentlemen. Have you thought, Jarvis, we'll go to you first. Who is the greatest United player? Who was the best academy player, and who was the player that got away? I know mine.
I know mine.
Okay. I can go first but I gotta say, in my lifetime, because
yes, of course,
never seen Duncan Edwards, even George Best. You know, even though I lived when he played, but you know, I was just a small kid. So, in my lifetime, I would say the greatest academy player that didn't play for Man United, or didn't come through as I expected. I think it was Makeda, and when he scored a couple of goals. Maybe him or Januzaj, the one I had highest expectations for, but I would say Makeda. And the one who got away has to be Jaap Stam. When he left, I think it was the best centre back in the world. But I also always had I liked Diego Forlan. I think he had so much talent. He could score a goal. I think it was just the wrong timing, and the league didn't suit him. But he was so good. He won the European Golden Boot. Maybe 2 or 3 times after leaving Man United for Atletico Madrid. So, okay, I'll say Forlan then. And the greatest of all time Man United players in my lifetime.
I forgot the one question.
That's a difficult one. I would say I want to say Ollie. Just because he's Norwegian.
That's good.
That's what I thought. As soon as you said it, I was like, he's going with his friend. The arms out, jobs for the boys.
I want to say Ollie, but you got to remember I'm Norwegian. There was something special when Ollie, what he did for the club. Yeah, but no, Ollie. I'm going with Ollie.
Just before we go any further, Lawan, I found your question. I apologise, I've missed it. So stay around. You will get the answer to that. Mark.
Are we doing it in lifetime? Because I had mine and they weren't lifetime. So it was Bobby Charlton.
Whoever you want.
Player, Bobby Charlton. Best academy player. People forget George Best. And the one who got away, Ravel Morrison. Ravel Morrison is an absolute baller even now. He can do better than anyone you've ever seen on the ball.
Yeah.
If it's while I was alive, then the greatest player is Eric Cantona, and the best academy player is Paul Scholes.
So for me, it was Bobby Charlton, and I never saw Bobby Charlton play, but and you would consider Duncan Edwards up there, but I was way too. Even I was too young for Duncan Edwards, but Bobby Charlton, I did see the remnants of him, and I was kind of in close proximity to him. I was born in 1970, so. For me, it would always be Bobby Charlton. I like Giggsy through the academy. I'll be honest with you. I like Giggsy through the academy. And the player that got away, if you can all both remember this, and I hope you all do, we missed out on Ronaldo. Ronaldo, 9.5 million. We could have got him from PSV. Ronaldo. Yeah. We bid for Ronaldo.
We missed out on Ronaldinho. You don't even want to know some of the players we've missed out on.
I think Ronaldo.
Wesley Sneijder.
Would be the player. R9 legend. So that's the one that, for me, that got away. If we're talking about a player that got away from us and should have stayed, Rude. I think we could have kept Rude an extra 2 seasons, personally.
I think Jaap Stam, if we're talking about that, I'm 100% with you. Jaap Stam.
I agree, yeah. I think we could have kept Rude. Smitty, if you're watching, mate, it's a brilliant question. It really, really is a great question. So we could do an 11 that got away. 11 players that got away.
The one that got away for me, maybe it's Kanchelskis, because he was something else.
He came in, wasn't he represented by the Russian mafia? Wasn't that the issue?
Yes, there was something there that we never will get to confirm, but
do you know who I loved after that? Karl Poborski, the scoop. That scoop over the top. The amount of times I finished the ball like that, it just felt so good to do it.
Have you done that in 5-a-side? You've done that in 5-a-side?
I've done it in 5,
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. It's a tough one, but I've done it a couple of times. Make sure you sit the keeper down. Luana, I did apologise.
Next time you get the ball.
Yes. This is a really good question, Luan, as well. I read somewhere today. This is the final question, by the way, guys. We are 2.5 hours in, so we've got to call it a day sometime. So, final question. I read somewhere today that Rashford has taken a pay cut at Barcelona. Should he return to United? would the pay cut remain? He has taken a pay cut. Absolutely. It's the only reason why Barcelona are willing to pay 100% of his wages. And Rashford will never earn the type of money he earned at Manchester United ever again in his career outside of Saudi Arabia. He would never, he would be probably on about 100 grand if he ever came back to United.
Yeah, Spanish tax laws are different. So he hasn't taken as much of a pay cut as people seem to think he has. He will more because they pay less tax in Spain. It's a bit like Italy where they don't pay on the first 50%.
I don't think he comes back though. Do you? I think he has a decent season and he gets signed permanently.
Do you?
It's 26 million, isn't it? 27 mil.
I heard something about 40 mil. The price I don't really care about. He can go for a £5. But you know, he will still need to cut that because their wages have to be under 200,000 in Spanish league now.
Yeah.
So there is actually a which I think we need in the Premier League. There is a limit to what they can pay a player.
Yeah. Jarvis, your final thoughts?
Yeah, I think you answered it. It's just a factual question, and so I don't have anything to add.
Gentlemen and ladies, there's 416 still watching. Monster audience. Mark is obviously quite a fan favourite.
Yes.
So now you're a permanent fixture with us on a Monday. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for staying with us. We've been gone 2.5 hours now. We did say that we were doing an hour and a half at the start of the show, but it never turns out that way. I'm going to hand you back to my old mate, Mr. 55 points himself, Jarvis.
Back in the main seat. Thank you, Stu Woolley. It was a lovely Q&A. I just want to read out because we don't read out comments during the Q&A. There were some brilliant suggestions. Yapstam, the one who got away. Gerard Piqué went to Barcelona, had a brilliant career. Andre and Ruud from Retro 77. Beckham and Stam, the one who got away. Robo, we didn't mention Robo. Why didn't anyone mention Robo? Scholes, Shearer got away. We could have signed Alan Shearer, but we didn't.
Robo? Which Robo?
Who?
Robo.
Which Robo? Number 7.
Robo. He just...
Academy. Or greatest player.
Robo didn't come through the academy, did he? We bought him.
We bought him from... We bought him from... West Brom, because one of my managers was an ex-West Brom player.
So it's Robo.
He's doing Robo. Sorry. I was worried. I was thinking the one that got away. Yeah, absolutely. Robo, brilliant.
On par, greatest ever captain of the club with Roy Keane. 100%.
Yeah, boxing straight talk. Keane, Beckham, and Gaza. Gaza got away.
Gaza did get away.
I don't know if there's been any updates on the current event with Gaza that happened yesterday, but
nothing major.
He's recovering. It just said he was recovering. That's all it says.
Okay, well, it's good. And the Madness actually agrees with me. Ollie Gunnar and
Watkins.
No. He's just giving him the new title of Ollie Gunnar.
Ollie Gunnar Watkins. Somebody said Di Maria, and I kind of agree with that because we didn't see the best of Di Maria.
That's someone who never wanted to be with us. It's simple as that.
Luan France agreeing with Jarvis.
Thank you.
You can't comment.
I don't know if I'll be on 120 likes. Yeah, hopefully. But that's good. We reached 100. That was our target. I'm so grateful, everybody that contributes and put in your vote, the like. That's the most important thing for us as content creators on YouTube. So it's been a great show. I want to thank Trevor, Retro 77, DJ Superfly, Hook, and the Madness. Yeah, all of you, Luan France, the Wootinator, one of our moderators, Retro, Rob, Always United. There's been so many of you. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry if I didn't read out all of your comments. I appreciate everything you do. You give us content to talk about during 2 hours and 33 minutes. And I just want to shout out everybody who retweeted on X. Luan France did, Longman, who else? Jordan Wall, Big Up Sweden, and Transfers MUFC. That's Rush Mano's channel. Big up everybody for the retweets. and all the likes on X. I think we had about 1,500, 2,000 views on X. So that's great. That's great. It's been a great show. We will be back Thursday.
We're back Thursday. Yeah, we're back Thursday.
Hopefully there will be some news, something to talk about. Let's hope we can sign a midfielder pretty quick. And Hjulmand is a great shout. We also talked about yesterday about Gabriel Sara. If you haven't checked him out, go see his compilation. He's a brilliant player. He's 2-footed. He's very elegant on the ball. So he's one I'm really excited about. And we will see what will happen. So I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in again. And thank you, Mark, for tuning in. Do you want to shout out your channel again so people can reach out?
Yeah. Come over and see us on the Balls Out podcast on YouTube. We stream most Tuesdays and Sundays. Slow news at the moment. Obviously, I was on here, but go back, watch our last video. I have quite a heated debate about a few of the things that have been going on with Coach Kai, who sometimes you see in the chat here. We had him on the show.
Yeah, he's very good, Coach Kai.
Yeah, he's a great guy, very logical, but he was coming from the business aspect of the Mbermo deal. I was coming from the player aspect and a coach's aspect and how they don't intertwine, which is Manchester United to a T. So, yeah, go over, like and subscribe to us as well if you like what we do.
Great. So go subscribe, Balls Out podcast.
Yes,
and Retro comes in and say this was maybe the most enjoyable stream ever, guys. Wow. Thank you, Retro 77. Great year of 277, same as me. 121 likes. Great stream. Take care all.
We got the Tactical Trinity. Retro.
Yes.
Tactical Trinity. We don't know if we're going to let Mark in for the three yet. We haven't decided, but it's close. We'll go with the Tactical Duo for the minute. The jury's out, guys. No, Mark has been a great addition. He's been with us 4 weeks on the spin now, I think. Is that right, Mark? 4 weeks? This is your fourth show?
I've got nothing else to do on a Monday night,
No, but definitely please go in and tune out to the Balls Out. They're a brand new podcast and they could do with a lot of support, please, guys. So that would be absolutely.
And I just want to shout out one guy that I've seen in the chat, Lucky Singh. I haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you, Lucky Singh. So great to have you back. You're always a follower of Jarvis's Corner on MUFC Realist TV, but I haven't seen you around on Tactical Devils. Great to have you back, Lucky Singh. You're a legend on YouTube chat. Okay, that's the end of the show, guys. We will be back Thursday. Remember to smash the like, subscribe if this was your first time on Tactical Devils. And please do us a favor, leave a comment in the non-live section after the show. It helps out the algorithms. Really, it helps out because YouTube is all about engagement. So leave a thumbs up, anything.
The best 11.
Yes, your greatest 11 Man United.
Yes, greatest 11, yes. And World 11. There is no one to raid to tonight, guys. So we are at a quick look, but no problem at all. That'd be great.
I wish. If I was in the Manchester area, I would go with these guys to the pub and grab a beer.
Go for a pint. Yeah, we would go for a pint. We're gonna have to.
If Jarvis goes out this time of night, he don't come back till the morning.
No, I know he's an animal. He's an absolute animal. 7 till 7. Disgrace.
Love it.
He's got wine to his left. Oh, sorry, he had.
Right.
Wine to his left. There you go. He had wine.
Well, I got to keep the morale up, 2.5 hours show. It's always like this on Monday night.
Yes, we always say, look, we'll do an hour and a half, 2 hours tonight, and you guys just, you keep us going. Thank you for that, guys. Thank you for that.
Okay, guys, it's been a great stream. Thank you, everybody. Just gonna put the outro video. There we go. We are ready, and have a good one. Bye. Take care.